Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Data Sim live stream. Today is the 5th of June 2022, 34 minutes past 3 in the afternoon. Back in Microsoft Flight Simulator, back in the PMDG 737-700. I must comment, excuse my very croaky voice. I have tonsillitis at the moment, not feeling 100%. I have been flying the past few days, and it's been fine to fly. I did have 2 days sick. My first time having actually any time. Wrong mic, Sam. Are you just joking with me, or is it actually my voice is funny? I'm not sure what you say there, Wojtek. You can't hear me clearly? Hold on. Sorry guys. Are you pulling my leg, Wojtek? Yeah, I think it's fine. Wojtek, I think you're just pulling my leg, but I've definitely got the headset earphone connected correctly. But yes, I think you're just pulling my leg there, Wojtek. Yeah, sorry guys. So I have tonsillitis at the moment. I'm a little bit croaky. I'll see how I am feeling for the second sector. I'll be seeing how I'm feeling after the second sector. But very croaky, far croaky than I thought I would be. But there we are. It's probably my croaky voice. It probably is. But yeah, I had a very busy week or two. Great to be back in the sim today. I am on standby. There is a chance I could possibly get called. Probably can't fly it from this croaky, but I didn't start talking until about 10 minutes ago. But we're going to see what they've done with the updates, which have just been released by PMDG in the last couple of days. I've not flown it yet since the update. I've just had no time. I was flying, as I said, the past couple of days, and we'll have to see what is what. Probably a little bit less talking than I usually do. Some people won't be relieved by that fact, but we'll see how we get on. I do have yoke cam all set up. Here we go. I'm not going to show you my tonsils. They don't look that great, but here I'm sporting a red hoodie today for all of you to enjoy whilst I'm hand flying. Anyway, let's zoom on in towards the aircraft. I forgot to mention we're flying from Stuttgart to Biarritz. First time flying to Biarritz ever. Flight time is going to be about 1 hour 40. We are on VATSIM here. If I am feeling up for it, we'll do the return sector later to Stuttgart to enjoy the Stuttgart Sunday afternoon VATSIM event. But yeah, it's been a long time since we've been back in the PMDG 737. Well, I say a long time. Since release, I've been doing a lot of content on this, but it was nice to jump back into the Zebo mod. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone that watched the charity stream last Sunday. We ended up raising, I think it was nearly £9,000, which was absolutely crazy, meaning a total of £13,000 raised. So well done to everyone that contributed last time. And here we are anyway. On VATSIM, we don't have any model matching for the Alpaca Airways yet, so you can see I'm guessing the yellow, white and green sporting aircraft are Alpaca Airways or unknown livery. But here we are in the Alpaca Airways PMDG 737, completely cold and dark. I have called for the passenger bus, fuel truck, and the baggage will be loaded shortly as well. The fueler is just waiting for our figure. It's looking excellent in this model. If you'd like to download the Alpaca Airways liveried 737-700, use the command !livery, and you'll be able to download that for your inventory. I don't know if you heard Jack shaking in the background. Oh my goodness me, my drone cam is very fast. I can't even... yeah, that'll do. I'm getting into the cockpit. Let me reset the camera. Oh dear, oh dear. Guys, I'm so croaky. I wasn't this croaky even 2 hours ago. I'm so sorry. Really, I am. But it's been a while since I've had the opportunity to stream. I really want to do it there. Hey, Jack. He's just walked in here wondering what on earth or who I'm talking to. On your bed, then. On your bed. He's probably wondering, why do you sound so like a frog? But there he goes. Lauren... Lots of planes on the ground. Seem to remember Stuttgart Sundays is a thing the VATSIM Journey do as a regular thing. Yeah, it's a VATSIM event which I've seen pop up quite a few times there. Wojtek, you really sound as if you should be in bed. Now, honestly, I feel fine. It's just a croaky voice. I can't believe you said my mic was broken, but I was trying to fix it. I was like, no, wait. It says the headphone's completely fine. Go on, go get your monkey. Off you go. Good boy. Luke, is the 7.3 for the most part, do you choose to use flat 30 or 40? Flat 30 is the default flap setting, flat 40 for shorter runways where performance is becoming a bit more of a factor, or if we want to vacate at a particular exit. The best for now, Sam, question mark, hello. Greaser says, good luck fly deck to sim, thank you very much. Astro, sounding like a frog because you're flying into France, there you go. Yeah, I'm feeling less likely to fly the second sector if I'm honest, but we'll have to see how my voice pairs. Usually I scroll through chat and say hello to everyone that's here. Thank you very much to all of you tuning in. We're just going to get the show on the road here as we fly to Biarritz. Right, so battery you can put on, GPU is on the bus, electric hydraulic pumps on, landing gear lever is down. We have 1, 2, 3, and we'll check the standby gear lights, 4, 5, 6 lights, and then we check all the aircraft documentation. Let's now look on the fault and fire panels. So let's check the squib. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green lights for both tests. We've got the fault test, fault APU detector in op, master caution overheat detector. That can be reset. Check the fire. 3 fire warning lights, 2 overheat lights, wheel well lights, bell. Overheat detector is there too. Elliot Smith, Jack Cam, he's just got to go chew on his monkey. This is toy monkey. He'll be back later. I'll get him up on the camera there. Wojtek, 737 ops question. Do you reset pressurization altitude on overhead after landing? No, we just leave it as it is. And when we fly the next sector, that's when we reset the panel. Otherwise, we just leave it exactly as it is there. Todd Gibley, hello, Mr. Hello, Sir Muck Captain. I'm not a McDonald's breakfast option there, Todd. Good to see you again. Good to see you too. Thank you very much for popping in. Guys, I'm so sorry. I mean, apart from the croakiness, is the volume okay? I hope you can all hear me fine. It's Stefan. Something was going through my mind. Lauren, Stuttgart Sunday doesn't officially start for a little while. Surprised at the amount of planes. Oh, as people like to join in, I'd like to think. But yeah, the plan was to do 2 sectors a day. I'll see how I'm feeling after landing in Biarritz, otherwise when we come back. Mike86R, thank you very much for membership. Welcome aboard, buddy. You get invited to our members only Discord. I hope you enjoy using the custom motion chat. Thank you very much for the support there. What's your McDonald's breakfast of choice, Captain? Says DJ Egg Sketch. Well, there are other fast food joints available, but it is double egg McMuffin. Was it sausage and egg? Double sausage and egg McMuffin every time. Hash brown. With orange juice. That's my choice. Marshall Hogan, thank you very much for your continued support as well. 18 months as a member. Hope you're doing well over in Australia. Thank you very much indeed. Right, let's now carry on with the rest of the setup here. So I'm not sure what runway they're using here in real life. It's sort of right on the edge between 07 and 25. Just before the start of the stream, I did say we're departing on 07. There is actually ATC here at the moment, so let me grab some weather and see what's going on with departure. So 126, 125. It takes such a long time to tune the frequency on the radio tuning panel. I sometimes do it manually, but there is the frequency. We can check the radio to make sure it's working anyway. Volume mixer. Should be fine.
Departure frequency for all departing aircraft is long and radar on frequency 125.050.
Thanks, Alipay2. Welcome aboard as a member as well, buddy.
170 degrees, 7 knots, variable between 130 and 220 degrees. Cav OK. Temperature 21. 2.16 QNH 1015 hectopascals, or 2,997 inches trend temporary. Visibility 4,000 meters, moderate showers of rain. Stuttgart information Romeo.
Cav OK, but moderate showers of rain. Impressive.
Stuttgart information Romeo. Met report time 1420 Zulu. Automated weather message expect ILS approach. Runway in use 25. Transition level 60 attention. Departure frequency for all departing aircraft is long and radar on frequency 125.050. Wind 170 degrees 7 knots, variable between 130 and 220 degrees. Cav OK. Temperature 21. 2.16 QNH 1015 hectopascals, or 2,997 inches trend.
That's all copied. Looks like they have switched to runway 25, which makes sense. Oh, that's the sim volume, not the pilot. Okay, so contact departures, Langen radar 125050 after takeoff. We've got Cav OK, but we've had recent moderate showers of rain and temporary vis of 4,000 meters. So there's heavy rain showers sounds like they're quite isolated flying around the place, so keep an eye on that. And surface wind is 170 at 7 knots, variable between 130 and 220. So yeah, not too bad at all. We just need to do the rest of the panel scan first, a bit out of sequence here. Now, today, interestingly, we know that the PMDG 737 doesn't have a working weather radar at the moment. With thunderstorms forecast in Stuttgart and en route, I would not be dispatching in real life. We'd be unable to dispatch with no weather radar, so that's something that would happen. We'll just have to try and see and avoid, which will be quite difficult if we're in embedded CBs, or there's embedded CBs around. Anyway, we did the rest of the panel scan, did the fault and fire test, so let's just test that. Fuel we need to order, that's right. So let's have a little look at the operational flight plan. Here is sector number 1, 6-2 with the CBs and thunderstorms forecast in Stuttgart. Biarritz weather is fine. We'd probably just want to take 15 minutes extra. That's what I'd be taking in real life, so about an extra 600 kilos because of VATSIM, and it could be a bit busier and a lot of people going to Biarritz with me. I'll take an extra 1200 kilos, the standard flight deck to sim Alpaca Airways extra fuel amount. So that would be 7.3. Let's take 7.3 tons of fuel. Look down here then. We're going to go to PMDG setup. No, FS action, sorry. Fuel, ground services. Let's do it realistically. So fuel, we said 7.3. And we'll start. And we've got a full load of passengers today as well. 148, I think, is the max capacity. So 148 starts. There we are. So we started boarding, starting fueling as well. We'll pop that on. As fueling's not complete, we'll leave the fasten seatbelt sign off. Right igniters will be selected down here. Cargo fire test. Bit out of sequence today. There we are. Looking good. I heard the fire balance on the left fire warning light. Squawk should be at 2000. They leave it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. That's a. I don't think any country uses 1, 2, 3, 4 unless there's something I don't know. 2000. Rudder on trim is 3 and 0. Let me just reset the camera. Circuit breakers are all in. Overhead panel up here. Stall warning test. Mac airspeed warning test. Flight recorder is tested. IRS to nav. And the alignment, I've got it set to realistic now. Circuit breakers by side, and we've already started the boarding. Oh yeah, the door doesn't open on the PMDG, does it? There we go. Black Doctor 08. I saw some people using Alpaca call sign on another person's streaming channel. Very good. Who else is streaming from Stuttgart? That's completely coincidental there. Flight RA. What panel config do you have in the FMC? Flight panel config. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I mean, I have a bit of a configuration which is similar to my operators, so as close as I can get it anyway. Lauren, perfect opportunity to show us severe turbulence recovery manoeuvres, I'd say. Oh, no thanks, Lauren. I mean, there's not really a recovery. You basically just disconnect the autothrottle, go to control wheel steering, hold the attitude, and let the altitude speed play, and then, I don't know, try and get out of it. But yeah, we'll have to see how Microsoft Flight Simulator best replicates thunderstorms. I don't think I've ever used the sim with thunderstorms around. Andrew, I'd be interesting to see your approach. I have been having issues with excessive autopilot pitch inputs. Let's see how it is. I've not tried the update since it's been released with regards to the PMDG 737. Dave, your volume is fine. To me, your voice is fine. Don't push yourself too hard if you're not very well. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. I feel fine. It's just the voice is a bit croaky. I'll probably have no voice by the time we've completed the first sector to Biarritz. At the moment, we're going to probably plan for one sector. I might have to miss out on the VATSIM event later. We'll see. If you'd like a list of the updates from PMDG regarding this update, use the command ! Is it aircraft? I think I have it. And I have linked the release notes, and it's from one of the Flight Sim News websites. I can't remember which one. But you can see what's actually been done. It seems to be mostly graphic changes and cosmetic. I don't think they've started any of the fixing of the issues that when I say issues, things that I've pointed out, and I think they've even said in one of their forum posts that we're looking into updating or overhauling VNAV, which would be great, because one of the things that VNAV does on approach, it sort of gets you low very early and sort of just levels off. So we'll see how it works there. Yeah, looking forward to the opinion. Thank you very much, Alapane, and welcome aboard as a member as well. But Bird spotter, can you please tell one colour of your real life airline livery? Red. There you go. With white around and a red spot. Brilliant. Thanks for your understanding regarding my privacy. My operator is well aware I do stream, give me full permission, which I'm very grateful for. It's a personal choice, and I wish to keep my privacy private as well. So thank you very much for that. Of course, it's a weekend. You best be all on your best behaviour, you children that should be in school. Excellent. Right, let's carry on. We've got the weather. Let's get the lighting sorted here. Love the lighting in Microsoft Flight Simulator. They've nailed it in the PMDG 7.3. It's really, really good. We'll select traffic. Usually that's on by default, so you get the rings. Turns it off in the PMDG. And all looking good here. And we then tune the radio tuning panel. Set the seats. Check the oxygen as well. There we are. Oh, yeah, better quickly do a light test. So again, we do a quick panel scan, starting right at the top, making sure everything's illuminated. Check the auto throttle and autopilot status lights. There we are, all the master caution lights and recall panel is illuminated. The wheel welfare light doesn't illuminate, that requires AC power. Just set the parking brake as well. Excellent, happy with that. Now we can load up the flight management computer. So let's go to FMC. We have the latest AirAC installed, I believe. Yep, that's valid until June 16, so looking good. School's out at a lot of places, even if it weren't a weekend. You're right, it is the UK school holidays. I went to Spain yesterday. We had 25 kids on board, so they're all certainly spring holidays are going on in the UK, no doubt other parts in the world as well. I know Todd Gibley, it's very obvious, but thank you very much all for respecting my privacy, thank you. So we are in, I nearly gave away where I was based as well, by putting Echo Golf something. Right, we are in Stuttgart, thank you, Echo Delta Delta Sierra. We'll put the coordinates in, GPS left, routing. Well, there you go. They've already done one thing. Look, they've put the 4-letter ICAO code in the Scratchpad. They've already, straight away, feedback point number 1. They didn't have that on the release version. They now have the 4-letter ICAO code in the Scratchpad. Big tick. Well done to PMDG. Lima, Foxtrot, Bravo, Zulu. I will continue to point out anything I notice which is different than it should be, or try to. We are Alpaca 1 Papa Mike. There we go. Now let me bring up the flight plan for you. There you go, so you can see what I'm doing. I like to do it manually because that's what I do in my real 737. You can download your Simbri flight plan, but it doesn't sync automatically. You actually have to physically download it and put it into a file, which is a shame, but I'll do it manually, which I do with my operator. So runway 25, it's going to be Assault's departure to Sierra Uniform Lima. Sierra Uniform Lima. 1610, it has to be the one there. It's certainly not Sulaya Manyar. And then we're going to do Yankee 125 to Nator, and from Nator, November 869 to Nintu. From Nintu up to November 869. To Hrepsi, and from Hrepsi it's going to be direct to Minpa. It's really cool. I don't know if any of you have Instagram, but on my Instagram story I was flying to Spain yesterday, and I flew not too far away from Biarritz, our destination. I filmed it and I was like, oh, this would be quite a cool place to stream into, and then voila, here we are, less than 24 hours later. I've just been excited to stream. I just love it, guys. It's so much fun. Don't have any of the pressures that you have in real life. Expecting runway 27 now. Which one? I have no idea. I've never been to Biarritz. ILS Zulu 27. Let's go for that. Mageg 9 Sierra is the arrival we're expecting. Let's do Bravo Zulu for now. Let's activate, execute. And let me just check for any discontinuities or any issues like that. So go to the plan page
50,
and have
40,
a look here.
20,
Seat 2 Alpha, thank you very much for your £5, sir. Appreciate it, buddy.
If you're just going between airways, just put them in on the left. No need to put the waypoints on the right.
A very good point there, Seat 2 Alpha. Thank you very much. However, my operator, the way we do it, and that's what I replicate in The Sims, we always put waypoint airway, waypoint airway. In fact, I'm not 100% sure it would work. I think that might be an option from Boeing, but don't quote me on that. But I certainly know that you can do it that way. It's just the way my operator we do it. But thank you very much for your donation and suggestion. I will keep as to how I do it at work every day. Thank you very much indeed. What's this squiggly mess here? Right, I'm not sure. Let's get rid of some of these points here. We've got runway 27 there, so we've got some sort of weird loop going on here. So we'll get rid of this Foxtrot India 27. Let's do that after the this one here. Why is that not showing the modified route yet? The LNAV and the magenta line is a little bit buggy sometimes. I mean, I have done it there. Usually it should show you a modified route, but it looks like we've got something that's straight in there. As a gross error check, let's quickly just check the operational flight plan and check the ground distance. 580 just here, and this is saying 567, so I'm pretty happy with how that is. Excellent. Let me have a little look in chat before I do the rest of the FMC here. David, obviously he is busy. Hello. But any other guys know what, if any, third-party camera add-ons to do a decent walk around the aircraft is? Well, I just use default's Microsoft Flight Simulator camera. It's okay. I have my keyboard assigned to the controls as it would be for X-Plane 11, which I, in my opinion, has a better camera system. But if you can, get yourself an Xbox controller, just to show you quickly. You're going to get a hand webcam view here. Here's my Xbox controller, and look how I manipulate it. I mean, I have it all on very high speed commands at the moment. Don't want to show you my tonsils. How do I reset the camera? I always forget how to do this. There we go. So I've reset the camera now. Look how I manipulate the Xbox. So you can use this to manipulate the Xbox controller. You can use this to zoom around. And it's great if you want to do an external walk around. This I actually really am a big fan of the drone cam, and it gives you a lot of flexibility with regards to taking screenshots of thumbnails and things like that. So I'm a big fan of it. So yeah, get yourself a. I don't know if a generic controller would work, or you need an Xbox controller, but that would certainly help with your walk-arounds there. Right, let me jump back into the cockpit there. I hope not. I might even say I can't operate, to be fair, because my voice is very croaky. But I feel fine, guys. Feel fine. Do you ever get strange loops line drawings on the ND in the real aircraft? Yes, certain arrivals minimums, they don't exactly put you in a position to put you straight on the approach. Certainly a lot of arrivals in the UK, they sort of terminated a hold, and then you have to sort of modify them heavily based on your expected routing. That's quite common there, quite common. Excellent. Norski, you're flying to Mallorca in the morning. Can't wait to bring on that beach. I was not too far from Mallorca yesterday. It was beautiful on the east coast of Spain yesterday. 28 degrees, Cav OK. It was only kind of north of Spain over France. They had a lot of thunderstorms yesterday. But you should be absolutely fine in Mallorca. Well, fingers crossed for you. I don't actually know. Of course, happy Jubilee, everyone. Happy 70th Jubilee to Queen Lizzie. She's a massive fan of the channel. She's often coming in here and commenting and leaving generous donations, but yeah, take it steady, my love. Excellent. Right, we've done the FMS routing. Let's do the performance. So 0 fuel weight's 51.2 based off a full load of passengers. Reserves, alternate is Bordeaux, I think it was. The reserves are 2.2. Cost index 30. We're cruising at flight level 390. Execute. Top of climb wind is 224 at 35. That is in. Transition altitude, I've just set it to a default of 6,000. I think it's actually what it happens to be. It's 5,000 actually out of here. Excellent. My apologies, but I forgot to do the OP2. I do have OPT data for a 737-700 as well. So let me just quickly punch in what it is in Stuttgart right now based off the ATIS. So it's 170 I've got that in the OPT. Temperature 21. I'll say it's a wet runway. And takeoff weight was 58.6. Let me just type in 58.6 here. And this is using... why is that done that for? I'm not so sure. Charlie intersection for runway 25. So that is showing us full 22k with an assumed temperature of 30 degrees. Well, I'll leave it at full 22. 94.0, that's actually looking good with what the OPT says. About 0.1 off. And takeoff flap 5 CG is 19.3. Trim is 6.36 units. I thought the update said they'd fix the trim animations, but it's still the wheels moving very, very, very slowly. It does seem to at least be trimming at the correct speed. Yeah, 26k bump at a 700. Wow. Yeah, and my operator, we actually have a 700. I've flown it several times, and we only have full 22k. That is full thrust. The rest of the other D rates are 20 and 18k. It's crazy. Now, where QRH on? Where are my V speeds? What have I forgotten to do? Oh, you stupid boy! I forgot to put the takeoff runway in. 2.5. 3 Bravo. Execute. I did the arrival, didn't I? I did. Drag required. We'll look at that later. QRH on. There we go. These are wet speeds we need to select. Now, my operator, we don't use any of the information here because we don't use VNAV for departure, so we just either select wet or dry, that's it. 118, 127, 134 knots we can set up here. Ooh, they've improved the way the knob rotates. I like that. Very, very nice. Peter, that's because you talk too much. Unbelievable comment. I don't have my soundboard there, so I can't respond in a soundboard way. Bez Yolu, I've noticed a cockpit geometry problem after the update. I don't know if it's just me. Could you check the forward of the glare shield, the part between the windshield and the glare shield? Hold on here, I just want to make sure I'm not having any streaming issues because it shows we are in Streamlabs. Well, that's my default view. I mean, it looks okay to me. Honestly, I think a lot of simmers sometimes go into this to a little bit more detail. I mean, it depends if you're using VR or something, but for looking on a 2D screen, it looks okay to me. I mean, I'm happy with that. It feels like the MCP and EFIS is closer to you than it would be in reality, whereas it's not. But no, for me, it's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Black Doctor, you did a 26k jump at John Wayne out of curiosity. The baby dares to go vertical on rotation. I believe it. I mean, in the 700, I've done full 22k empty, and it was doing 7,000 feet per minute after takeoff. It was very, very, very fast, and it accelerates so much quicker when it's empty than the 800. It's good. It's good fun. It's the sports car version of the NG. Goodness knows what the 600 is like. But that's about to be released, I believe, by PMDG. Cool. So, with the FMS, let's have a look at the overhead panel. How are we doing for time? Want to be pushing. Well, I'm trying to stick to a bit of a schedule. I'm already 2 minutes late. So yaw dampers on, nav transfer display switches, normal auto, fuel, 4 pumps on, check the cross-feed valve. Bright, dim, bright, off. All looking good here. Fueling should be done by now. It sure is. That was 7.3 as we requested, so put the seatbelt sign on. Imagine the cabin secure. Window heats can come on. That's all looking hunky-dory. Let's... How do I... Here, this is a bit fiddly. There we go. You should hold it down a bit more than that. Start. Oh no, it's just come back. Usually low oil pressure comes on very quickly, by a second or so. There we go. It's a bit slow, but that's all good. I'm being very nitpicky there. That could go to auto, open, cruising at 39,000 feet. The elevation in Biarritz is 219 feet, so we'll set this to 200. There we go. So, actually, let's grab the clearance before we start setting everything up for the SID here. That's what V1 says about the... Oh, it's scrolled there. missed that there. Yeah, that's what V1 says about the 319. Not sure what that I was relating to their mouse yoke simulations. AFO 3310. Do you feel the PMDG is more arcadey flight model wise than the Zibo? I wouldn't say aircraft in X-Plane 11 do handle far more realistically, and I would use that word when it certainly comes to commercial aircraft. The PMDG surprised me with regards to how it actually felt when I first had flew. It was better than I expected, but we did some streams with crosswind takeoffs and landings, and it wasn't that. It was okay. It doesn't. The PMDG and other aircraft in the sim I found don't react well to external forces. So, for example, crosswinds and things like that. It's fine. For desktop simulation use, it's absolutely fine. When I jump back into X-Plane and fly aircraft there, I'm always like, ooh, they handle a little better, in my opinion. But you get so much more with regards to Microsoft Flight Simulator regarding a simming experience. The visuals are incredible. The beauty of it, yeah. So, you know, if I was a simmer with no flying experience, I'd probably go with Microsoft Flight Sim, like genuinely, because you get as a package much more. But when it comes to strong crosswind conditions, every time we did the 2 sectors EBO mod stream a little over a week ago, and that was great. It was absolutely wicked. Really enjoyed it. Both amazing simulators, guys, really. Anyway, we could talk all day about that. Let me grab the clearance. Let me see the situation. I'm going to let you know, guys, I am only going to do 1 sector today. I think I'm going to struggle to do 2, and they're quite long flights. It'd be a 5-hour stream, so I am going to do just the 1 flight, just to give my voice a bit of a break here. It's fine. I've just been chatting for 30 minutes, and I could already feel it getting croakier, so do apologise, especially as I really wanted to take part in the VATSIM event. I should have done it in the other direction, really, but so be it, so be it. Thanks for your understanding. We got approach online anyway. Let's grab some clearance, and we can get on out of here. Put the AP on the bus, and we'll actually get rid of the ground power. And you all know how much I enjoy streaming. I really don't want to do it, but yeah, I think it'll be best by my voice. Right, let's go to menu, FS actions. We can release the ground power. If I release the chocks, does that get away with everything? Does that actually get rid of everything? No. Oh, no, it is detaching, disconnecting. Quite cool.
Repeat for Alpha 24 Delta Charlie is blocked. Alpha 24 Delta Charlie, contact landing radar 123, decimal 275.
Patrick, I've never had a bad landing in PMDG. Whereas next I've destroyed a plane mostly, but it's more realistic. I explain. And what actually I love about X-Plane is, before the PMDG was released, I did a demonstration in the Zibo mod where we flew empty. And in the real aeroplane, when you're flying empty, you can lower the height at which you initiate the flare. I flared at 10 feet and we still buttered it. That sort of simulation is very in-depth and well modelled with regards to the mod in X-Plane 11, how different weights actually affect the behaviour of the aircraft during the rotation, the takeoff and landing. It comes off the ground far easier like the real aircraft. Yeah, very, very good. Chloe, you're not clear for takeoff. It's good job I'm not, because I'm currently on stand. There we go. Right, let me try and get the clearance, guys.
015, expect ILS 25.
Yeah, dash is good. I might. Oh, hold on, guys. Yeah, I just need to change my push to talk button, because last time I was streaming was in the Phoenix A320 in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I have to change the push to talk button. There we are. I've now reset it. Apply. Oh, hold on. I think it's stuck down. Hold on. It's a good job I changed frequency here, so I'm not blocking it. That's really interesting. There we are. It's amazing in V-Pilot, I always comment on this, how the volume is much quieter with certain people. A bird spotter, how do you get a license for the OPT? Because my OPT always says it's on demo. Well, I'm very fortunate to have a copy of the OPT from my operator, so I'm just using my airline's OPT for the performance.
Packer 1, Victor Alpha, be advised, Catch 737 is pushing left to you, pushing start approve.
I'm going very slow today, I've not even finished setting up. I'm usually pushed back by now.
On my left,
I saw that probably.
Welcome.
Whilst they're still chatting away here, I'm just waiting for some reback to get some stuff set up here, so let's set runway heading 072. Stuttgart approach, hello, it's Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, stand 18, information Romeo, QNH is copied, 1014 departure clearance to Biarritz, please.
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike Langradar, good evening, information Sierra, now current QNH 1015, cleared Biarritz via runway 5 Bravo departure, runway 25, after runway proceed direct Nator, initial climb 5000 feet, Squawk 1000.
Cleared to Biarritz, and we'll listen to information share 1015. It's going to be runway 5 Bravo, runway 25, then direct to Nator, climb to 5,000 feet, Squawk 1000, Alpaca 1 Papa Mike.
Papa 1 Papa Mike, repeat, correct.
Perfect. Now, when he said the SID, I really wasn't sure what that word was. He said Rotary, I think it is Rotwy 5 Bravo. And then it's going to be routing direct to Nator. So let's look in the FMS. Squawk coming in as well, which is 5,000. No, it's 5,000. Squawk 1,000. Why is it? Germans, they all squawk 1,000 now. 5,000 feet for the stop.
Welcome.
And the SID, let's go here to departures. 25, it is now a 35 Bravo. And then it'll be direct to Nator. There we go. Execute, we'll just accept those speeds. 133. Perfect. So, oh, I know what I forgot to do. Again, why is it every time I come into Microsoft Flight Simulator I have to do this? Every time. Just scanning the QR code, guys.
50, 40, 30.
Thank
20,
you very much.
10.
C. Jacob Lobo, my absolute best at pronouncing that, for your donation. And I have no idea what currency that is. But thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. Thank you. So I'm just logging into Navigraph at the moment. Login details. I can sign in. Your Navigraph account has now been linked. Yes, you can now close the tab. Yes. It does this.
Welcome.
Indian rupees, thank you very much, whoever that was. I have no idea why this hasn't worked. It logged in and everything. Let me just try again, guys.
50, 40. 30,
David Ward,
20,
again, thank you very
10.
much for your donation whilst I'm trying to log into Navigraph there. Very kind of you. You've sent what I can only describe as a man with a giant lemon head high-fiving a small apple. Thank you very much indeed. I think maybe I have to keep this page open whilst I log in. Longcat, I do have the latest. PMDG update installed. Okay, your Navigraph. There we go. Welcome to the party. I won't quote exactly the die-hard quote, but there we are. I've still got the last stream's flight plan in here. So let's go to flights, unload, flights, new flight from SimBrief. There it is. Excellent. God, I'm running so slow today. So slow. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. but you can at least see all the intricate parts of setting up there. So parking stands we'll have the airport stands as well, and the SID is going to be the Rotary 5 Bravo. Where are you? Ta-da! So taxi, we're on stand 18. Push back either east or west. We'll eventually go over Mike. I forgot to mention this is the handcrafted Microsoft Flight Simulator scenery. It's actually quite nice. And we're going to taxi out all the way to runway 25. I've actually got performance figures from Charlie, so we can take the Charlie intersection. And here is our new SID, the Rotary 5 Bravo. It's just basically climbing straight ahead, intercepting from Stuttgart, 1685. So let's make that active. 1685. And check the FMS, legs. 1700 feet this says, and it's going to Delta Sierra 049. There might be two. This is, I could believe, the RNAV SID, but it doesn't matter. It's still going to the same point, albeit as an RNAV point, Delta Sierra, so there might be another Rotary 5 Bravo, which is RNAV. Typical Germans. They have both a conventional SID and also the RNAV SID, and they're called both the exact same name, but sometimes they have different points there. You'll have to trust me, that one here is 16 DME, Delta Sierra 049. I really want to find the correct SID chart. Damn you Germans! RNAV SID overlay, there we are. Rotary 5 Bravo, so it's 10-3 Whiskey, 10-3 Juliet, 10-3 Whiskey. Ta-da! Delta Sierra 049, Delta Sierra 049, and then it's 226, albeit RNAV from Luberg to Rotwy, and then we're doing International. Thanks, Germans. There we go. Thank you very much, Longcat. Not Longcat, sorry, not that comment. Neon's comment for helping me find the chart there. Very simple departure. MFRA is the only thing I forgot to set. It's NADP 2 here. Sorry, NADP 1 here. So we're going to accelerate and climb quite high elevation. We're going to go up to 4,200 feet, and then we'll accelerate. Let's just set this to 240. 240. Superb terrain airports. Ooh. Yeah, the terrain display. It's pretty cool. It's got some sort of modelling there, but it doesn't look like that. It's a little bit too bright. Right, so I'm all good here. APU's running on the bus. APU bleed can come on. Master caution. Oops, I've just released the parking brake. Master caution, air conditioning, dual bleed, and there's no automatic checklist yet, so I think we're all good to go. Let me call back the. Call for pushback here. So pre-plan. Actually, let me just get. I'll just request push and start there. Perfect. Chloe, when you get a taxi, yeah, try to refrain from using caps like that. I am running a bit slower. Usually try to get pushback 30 minutes after starting the stream, but because I had some, well, as one of my members said, I had mic issues when I didn't have mic issues. I wanted to get that sorted, and then, yeah, it's just taking our time today. Wow, I'm going to be in sequence here for a while, that's for sure. Look at this here. Excuse me. Oh, the controller just messaged me. Sorry, I had to change your SID. The Sierra Uniform Lima departure you filed for is for prop aircraft. There you go. Says so on the chart. Anyway, should we do it? Should we request push and start?
280.
Alpaca 1 Alpha November, identified at 2,800 feet, climb to flight level 140.
Climb flight level 140, Alpaca 1 Alpha November.
Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot, ready for taxi. Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot.
Wojtek, I'm only winding you up, buddy. I was winding you up.
November.
No problem. It's because I have had mic issues recently. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh, not again.
Runway 25, Mike Lima 2 November, and what's holding point? Alpaca Mike Fox, correction, Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot, if you can do Bravo, then Bravo. Roger, we'll take Bravo, Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot.
Alpaca 6 Mike Sierra, request push and start.
Alpaca 6 Mike Sierra, walk 2046.
Oh, yeah.
2046,
Pretty accurate.
Mike Sierra.
EDDS 5 Mike Oscar, contact landing radar 123.275.
Thanks for the continued support, buddy. I love the video still. So busy. Yes, lots of delays at the moment. I am very lucky that I've not seemed to have been affected too much by it. I was a bit delayed yesterday, but that was actually slot related, not crew or ground staff shortage related. I'd be quite lucky.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha Whiskey, just for my information, speed is mine.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha Whiskey FM and wind 190 degrees 7 knots, runway 25, clear to land.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha Whiskey, runway 25, clear to land, thank you.
Alpaca 2 to go, behind landing, Lufthansa A320 line up runway 25, right behind.
Miss having the checklists.
Behind A320 Lufthansa, line up and wait behind, Alpaca 2.
Lufthansa 779er, Langen Radar, good evening, identified. Clear to Botso 2
Flight directors as well.
Transition.
Thanks, just testing you. Well done, you passed the test there. Well, Paul Hamilton. And the runway change. Oh my goodness me. Oh, I can tell I've got tonsillitis. Yeah, everything's been out of sequence today.
On the radar, good evening, sir. And level 745 information to on board, destination 101 departure plane to Biarritz.
I'm trying to get out of here, guys, I am.
Hello, stand by. Catcher 25 Hotel, you were calling?
Paul, thank you.
Yes, I'm ready for taxi, left at
Looks like everything's disconnected around us.
Catcher 25 Hotel, Roger, take on runway 25 via Mike Lima 2 November. Khan.
Maybe it'll be pushing this direction, so exit via Mike. Oh, my iPad.
Alpaca 6 Mike Sierra, we should now be squawking 2046, request push and start.
Alpaca 6 Mike Sierra, thank you.
There was a QA exchange, yes.
That's approved. Alpaca 6 Mike Sierra.
The Batsu 25 transition is not in my database. I have Batsu 2 Alpha, Lufthansa 779er.
Lufthansa 779er, Batsu 2 Alpha is fine by me as well.
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike stand 18, request push and start.
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, push and start approved, face west.
Push start approved facing west, Alpaca 1 Papa Mike. So it is to face west, I'll make
Alpaca
that a
1
long
Alpha
push.
November, contact Lang Radar 123.275, auf West guys, vorbei.
123.275, Alpaca 1 Alpha November, thank you for your service today.
Lufthansa
That'll allow
742,
the
ready
other
for
aircraft to taxi out as well.
Lufthansa 742, information Sierra current startup approved. Cleared your destination via Tetco 1 Bravo departure. Flight new, initial climb via 5,000 feet, walk 2161.
Stand by? Why stand by? Oh, it's because he's connecting. Right, let's do the below line.
Yeah, sorry, of course. Lufthansa 742, information Sierra current, startup approved.
Thank you very much everyone that's tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience getting everything set up today. And excuse my voice if you've just joined in. I do have tonsillitis at the moment. I did have a couple of days off work 2 days ago. Felt much better yesterday, so I flew yesterday. I'd feel fly today, but just a bit croaky.
You may lift.
But I'm on standby still until 11 tonight. And I'm unlikely to get called. It'll be unlikely to get called now, but now I've said that.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start.
Von der 250 turn right heading 120.
Parking brakes are released.
Right heading 120.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Alpaca 52 actually.
There we go.
Request push and start stand or 19er.
Lauren, I know, remember that.
Alpaca 53 X-ray Yankee, behind the pushing Alpaca 77 to your left.
So today we're flying to
Don't crash into
Biarritz,
him.
and one of the main reasons that I'm flying to Biarritz today, I have started a partnership with Flightbeam Studios. They've very kindly given me access to their scenery. Now I am going to plan to do a stream soon in New Zealand using some of their scenery, and I will do a giveaway a voucher giveaway from their website I'd like to purchase, so you can purchase that scenery, and that will be hopefully in the next couple of weeks or so. I might do that in the 146 because Just Flights really want me to fly their new 146 as well. I think it'd be quite cool to fly in New Zealand. There too.
Sierra Lima 2 and Mike, sorry, I'm a little bit confused.
Oh, you don't want to hear that from anyone online.
Yeah, no problem.
Oil pressure,
Papa
N1.
Golf, wind 190 degrees 7 knots, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
25%.
Right, okay, take off, Golf.
Steering 57 Papa, line up runway
Check the
25.
spar valve. If I was going to be critical, it's probably a bit quicker. But I've noticed little improvements, I have to say, with the update. Little things have worked on. Not such a fan of the bright terrain display though, it's very bright.
United 1156, Langenräder, hello.
Excuse me, guys.
Langenräder, can we, 1 Victor Alpha, can we request the intersection Charlie behind the Euro wings?
Cheeky, trying to get a push. Trying to get a shortcut.
Alpha, you have
Parking brake set.
Start it out to
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
6-3, 2 stable, starting 1.
Intersection Charlie.
Also, for a bit of fun,
You may disconnect.
Turn left,
Okay, sir.
heading
Clear to
you'll
disconnect.
see,
Pin has been removed. See
I
left.
have,
Have a good flight.
where is it?
Holding position waiting for the visual.
I've
Thank
got
you and good
I've
luck.
got failures on. I think it's called service-based failures on. So I don't exactly know what that means. I think it'll be quite fun to do a stream where I have random failures like every 15 minutes. I think it'll be really good fun. So I might do that because this has an excellent failure modelling system with the PMDG.
5,000 feet, QNH 1015, Lufthansa.
PMDG uses a Microsoft Flight Simulator
Papa
checklist, does it?
identified at 3,600 feet, climb to
Oh my god!
5140, Papa Golf.
Wow.
925,
That's really good for anyone that's new to the plane and they want to take their time. I didn't even realise they'd done that.
Lufthansa 3,
That's cool.
just for my information, was it gate 10?
Lufthansa 3 Alpha Whiskey, aircraft.
Awesome. Looks like we took a bit
50, 40, 30.
Thank you very much, Mattis,
10.
for the £2. I'll do the before taxi flow whilst that reads out.
Hello FT2S,
Hello.
I have a question, please. How do you have the B737-600 on X-plane? I have the -800, but the -600 is nice PLS.
Thank you very much for your donation. Let me just finish the flow. And I think you're talking about the level up there. So flaps to 5. And here comes the flight controls.
Condor 250, turn left heading
Forward.
28, correction 270, okay, LS runway 25.
Left. Right. Here comes the rudders.
Left heading
Full
270,
right.
clear
And
to
full left.
25,
Blank the lower DU.
Lufthansa
Pretty cool.
779, maintain present heading.
And then we'd read the before taxi checklist. Now, great question there, Mattis. You're referring to the level
Condor
up
250,
add-on.
take your
The level up
forward
add-on
230,
uses the
left
Zebo
heading,
mod
25.
in ways, but they have each variant of the 737NG, but it does need a lot of work regards to the flight mount model. So have a look at the level up 737. I'd still recommend the Zebo mod. Thank you very much for your donation. Anyway, I'll now mute the alerts whilst we
Phoenix
taxi
925,
out.
ready for clear?
Yep, go ahead.
Phoenix 925, information Sierra current, startup approved, clear to destination via Rodway 5 Bravo departure. After Rodway direct Nator, initial climb 5,000 feet, squawk 1,000.
Flight roll. When we blank the lower DU,
Clear to be
that
ready
means
from
if
the
any of
Rocky Five
these
Bravo,
parameters are exceeded,
direction
it
into
pops
Alpha
up,
Delta,
so it
and
helps
then
us
initial 5,000, squawk 1,000.
recognise an issue with the engine.
Phoenix 925, repeat correct. Alpaca 22 Golf, contact line radar 123.275, have a great flight, bye-bye.
123.275, ciao.
Not being very quick here. So we've just pushed back for
Steering
stand
57,
18
Papa,
Ron
thank
Mike
you,
here,
identified
facing
at
west.
3,800 feet, climb to flight level 140.
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, request taxi.
Seven Oslo Greater, under 1.5.
Information Sierra PDC, request startup.
Condor 250, speed 180 knots or greater until 6.5.
Say again, Condor 250.
Condor 250, speed 180 knots or greater until 6.5.
Speed 180 or greater until 60 Condor 250.
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, request taxi.
220, clear LS runway 25.
Trying to get in there, guys. Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, request taxi.
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, taxi only on runway 25 via Lima 2, November, Bravo. At Lima 2, give way to the Lufthansa A320 from your left.
Typical. Taxi only point runway 25 via Lima 2, November, and Bravo will give way to Lufthansa at Lima 2, Alpaca 1 Papa Mike. Schnell. Right, Lima 2, first left, then it's November, and then we're going via the Bravo intersection, which is here, we'll hold short at Bravo. There is the German, there he is, to be fair, he was there already. Model matching is the AIG models, one of my members helped me set it up. Right, parking brake released. Config. No takeoff config warning. Whoa, engines do spawn quick in this aircraft, they really do.
Behind the landing thunder, line up and wait, Alpaca 1, Victor Alpha. Seconda 250, wind 190 degrees 7 knots, runway 25.
Love the random traffic in both simulators. Great, this airport as well. This is free airport, SimWorld Update 6, and it's actually really, really good.
Lufthansa 742 push back.
Sorry, Lufthansa 779, could you please repeat the heading? Was it 090?
Lufthansa 779, affirm 090.
Perfect, then November is the first left.
Tronics 925 down 45 ready for
Tronics 925, on that stand you should be able to taxi straight out to Stuttgart.
Welcome to Stuttgart, new badge. I've streamed here before, first time in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
And you're in for my power request, Anna.
Going for my power,
Not approved, you're in for my power.
During 57 Papa, contact Lang Radar, want to see this 0275, great flight, bye-bye.
4325, bye-bye, during Papa.
Next, frequency active, on standby.
United 1156, taxi on runway 25 via Hotel November. Alpaca 6 Mike Sierra, follow the United aircraft in front of you to runway 100.
Follow the United aircraft.
I love about the 700 at the wing, the leading edge is so much closer to you than the cockpit. Who's this gigantic thing pushing ahead? High speed pushback. Oh my god, is he just, he's not using better pushback, is he? Like, what is he doing?
Und ich komme gleich noch mit Rollanweisen. Einen Moment. Verstanden. Alpaca 1, Papa Mike, as you are probably aware, you might want to transition onto Sierra via the ice pads on your right to get to your rolling point.
Thank you, we can switch over to Sierra and we'll hold short of Bravo, Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
No problem. So does that mean I could just switch, or is there a particular actual taxiway I can use? Let's do it. so you would need a marshaller or something like this. He's blocking that taxiway. Nothing to see here. Yeah, you can't just like you can't just cross an apron like that in reality. If you'd have to wait.
Yep, we're fully ready for immediate departure. Alpaca 1 Victor Alpha.
What's he doing?
Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot, holding Prime Bravo, ready in sequence.
Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot.
Well, keep an eye on that. So we're now on the parallel taxiway and we'll hold short at Bravo. We have Charlie figures here. But there is a little bit of a queue at the whole point, so we can't really jump that.
Tronics 925 request taxi.
What is it even meant to be? It's the pointed nose 76 or something, or 3330.
Right, Oscar in November, runway, holding point 25, Tronics 925.
Guys, thank you very much for tuning in on the Sunday and bearing with me. My croaky voice. Yeah, I enjoyed the stream. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button as you fly to Biarritz.
Right heading 220, cleared ILS, runway 25.
Turn right.
There's Echo.
Heading 220, clear to runway
So do the before takeoff checklist now. Config we checked.
Alpaka 1 Victor Alpha, wind 1
Flaps 5 green light. Stab trim set for departure.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25, Alpaka 1 Victor Alpha.
We'll look at that later.
Speeds
Speeds are 115.126.133 set.
Follow descending 737 to your left and
Back on the taxiway. The departure now is a Rotwee 5 Bravo climbing straight ahead to that RNAV point, which is based off the Luberg radial 226 at 60 degrees from Stuttgart, so then to Rotwee, stop altitude 5,000 feet, NADP 1. Any problems will climb straight ahead to 4,000 feet, which is the MSA in that sector. So we're going to accelerate to 4,200 feet and then accelerate to level off at 5,000 feet for a short while.
Gate 16,
hello, gravity 9 kilo.
Gravity?
Gravity 9 kilo lang radar,
So I can actually take Charlie figures, but
follow the Eurowing
past Charlie, and we'll go via Bravo.
Gravity 9 kilo, following the traffic to our left, holding point 725 via Oscar Mike. Oscar November. This is 925 wind, 193 degrees, 7 knots, runway 25, cleared land.
25 cleared land.
Max for 30 knots.
Victor Alpha, identify the 3,400 feet.
That's for empty. I'm not speeding.
Ground to flight level 140, Osaka 1 Victor Alpha. This to the ghost, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Down to 5,000, QNH 1015, this to the ghost.
Slow down a little bit there.
Alpaca 5 Mike Fox, cross behind next landing, Swiss A399.
Crap, I was meant to hold short Bravo. Well, never mind, we'll go Alpha. I just want to get rid of the Sir Pointy Nose.
Lufthansa 742, give way to the Alpaca 737 on your right.
Alpaca Factory Extra Yankee, request taxi ready for departure. Charlie.
Cabin secure, imagine. Checks complete.
Lufthansa 779, turn left heading.
So there's Cat 2, Cat 3 hold point. We can actually go to the Cat 1 hold point, which is here.
Sorry, I activated the localizer and I'm...
Very professional, absolutely. Yeah, it knows speed of it.
25.
It's the Autobahn.
Lufthansa 779,
It's the
Roger,
taxi
doesn't
barn.
look that way to me, but okay.
My poor voice, guys, don't make me laugh.
Alpaca Factory Extra Yankee, request taxi please.
Alpaca 53 X-ray, Yankee taxi 1.3 via Lima to November.
Lima to November for 25 Alpaca Factory Extra Yankee.
There's Swiss.
Good afternoon to EJet 57 Echo, descending flight level 100, taxi to
Great,
flight
see you.
transition with information Sierra.
EJet 57 Echo, lange Rede, good evening, identified, information Sierra correct. Get taxi to 5, transition descent to flight level 60.
Descend flight level 60 and taxi to
Love
5
the LED
transition to
lights,
EJet
look at
57
that.
Echo.
Looks so great.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha Whiskey, engines off on gate 10.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha Whiskey, Roger, thank you.
There was a little bit of taxi rage, admittedly. Alpaca 1, Papa Mike, ready for departure in sequence.
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, Roger, thank you. Alpaca 1 Victor Alpha, contact Lange Radar 123.275.
You know what my overtake was like?
Of the Lange Radar 23275. Thank you very much and see you later on. Bye.
Oh, friends.
Alpaca 5 Mike Fox, wind 133, 7 knots, runway 25, clear to take off.
So flight time's about an hour and 40 minutes, guys.
This is 925, welcome to Stuttgart, taxi
Absolutely,
to
Matthew
gate
Presley.
12 via
My-
Sierra Lima 2.
Like you, professionalism is intact at all times. I've never, ever raced to get ahead of another aircraft on an apron or a taxiway.
Good evening, Lufthansa.
Hope you're doing well, buddy. Guys who don't know Matthew Presley, he often comes into streams. He's an Embraer pilot in the United States.
Request aircraft to Biarritz.
Lufthansa 85 Papa, Lange Radar.
I hope we get ATC in Biarritz. It's not a very large airport either, guys. It's only got about 5 or 6 stands.
Catcher 25 Hotel, line up, runway 25 and wait.
Black Dogger Tar 08.
Alpaca 2 on Bravo, ready for clear?
Is the nose wheel grippy? No. More than 10 knots, if you try and do a tight turn, more than 10 knots, you'll have to steer essentially. In the wet, it's impossible. So 10 knots maximum speed. Turns greater than 90 degrees.
Runway 25, flight route, initial climb, 5,000
Clipping the apex on the taxiways.
Clear to Biarritz for the Rodley 5.
Oh, CRJ, sorry Matthew. Matthew, my apologies.
Squawking 2053, Packard 2 Bravo.
On the Stuttgart
Packard 2
76.
Bravo, ist korrekt.
Delta Romeo Yankee,
That's
Abflug
proper
bereit
airplane.
am Haltepunkt Echo.
Delta Romeo Yankee, verstanden, Wartezeit, ein paar Minuten.
Verstanden.
Ja, ein bisschen was los hier.
Should be next.
Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot identified at 4,800 feet, climb to flight level 140.
Climb flight level 140, Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot.
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike behind next landing, Lufthansa A320 line up, runway 25 and wait behind.
Behind the next landing, Lufthansa A320 line up and wait, runway 25 behind Alpaca 1 Papa Mike. So there's a Lufthansa. Or is Lufthansa lining up, did he say, or on shore final?
Catch at 25 hotel, wind 100 degrees, 8 knots, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
Ah,
Clear for takeoff. Lufthansa 85 Papa, information Tango now current, clear to destination via Rodway
so was that the one
Bravo
taking off?
departure,
Or on
runway
shore
25,
final? I just need to
initial
clarify
climb,
that with ATC.
5,000 feet, squawk 1,000.
Just put this to TARA because I think he said it was shore final.
Cleared at
Operator, Lufthansa 779,
5 Bravo
my
departure,
instruments
climbing
doesn't show me
There he is.
the right ILS. I switched to manual landing. Is this okay? Lufthansa 779.
Lufthansa 85 Papa, read back correct. Lufthansa 779er, yeah, visual approach is fine by me, wind 130 degrees, 8 knots, runway 25, clear to land.
He could have got us out, he could have got us out.
Victor's land, runway 25, Lufthansa
Guy's
779.
just taken off, no problem.
Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot, contact line radar, 1 to 3,
That was my line pad that dropped down on the floor. I'm still okay, guys.
2275, Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot, thanks, bye.
Yeah, guys, if we were doing both sectors, it would be the 6-hour stream. Usually for 2 sector days, I like to keep the flight less than an hour. It was an hour 40, hour half each way. Over 800 people watching. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Hope you're doing well. So I'm trying to get my camera sorted.
Yeah, this is 1156, so traffic.
John, should you have the auto throttle on? So when we line up, we have a flow which turns on the auto throttle, tunes the airspeed. My operator. Remember, every operator has slightly different SOPs. Essentially doing a different job to get the same job done. Some airlines actually RML and have auto throttle on stand. Yeah, you could, what was that comment I just saw there? Yeah, but Pangolin, I shouldn't. It never occurred to me that you could use a TARA like that in the sim. Yes, in real life, not really a good idea because all it does, it clutters up the guy's ND. You won't get any TAs or RAs because they're inhibited below 1,500 feet, and then they become more inhibited the closer you get to the ground. But it just fills up his ND with clutter, and it'll say traffic, and it's distracting. So you only do that in real life when you're clear to line up. The problem with a sim is it's a bit more difficult to pick where traffic is because you don't have that sort of sense of moving your head around. But yeah, it should be off. Anyway, clear the scratch pads. Do the before taxi flow now. We have been cleared to line up and wait. Not working, I know, but I have turned the weather radar on. Lost Trucker, why so many variations about, well, with regards to SOPs? I would have thought it would have been a standard thing. Different airlines have different ways they operate the aircraft. Some have turnarounds which are quite quick. Airlines of different sizes have different people. For example, my airline is quite a large one, so we have a lot of people flying from different countries. We need to have a common language so that I could operate from someone else who's based the other side of the network, who's perhaps not an English speaker. Cultural differences, all those sort of things. We need something that works well. I love VATSIM velocity. Look how the aircraft moves. It's a bit low over the threshold though. It's only about 10 feet there. Not bad, buddy. Not bad. So MCP, a little bit too much thrust there, is set. Transponder, TARA, strobe lights are on. Wait for our takeoff clearance. A little bit fast there, so no more than 10 knots for the turn. such a fan of ground handling, if I'm honest, in Microsoft Flight Sim. It's okay. A little bit off the centre line, I'll just fix that there. Remember, we could roll forward, we've got figures for Charlie, which is about 800 metres ahead of us. Good.
Alpaca 1, Papa Mike, wind 190 degrees, 8 knots, runway 25, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 25 cleared takeoff, Alpaca 1, Papa Mike. We've been cleared for
Lufthansa
takeoff,
742
ladies
behind,
and gentlemen. So, timing, let's go to Biarritz. And Toga's in chat.
Line up and wait behind Lufthansa 742.
Lufthansa 779er,
Thrust there, so
contact,
stabilise,
tower
Toga, set takeoff thrust.
8.8. Have a great evening, bye-bye.
Not a fan of the sounds, personally.
118.8.
They've changed slightly. Not a fan, they're okay.
Have also a nice evening. Goodbye.
Check, release forward pressure.
Lufthansa 85 Papa, request push and start, descent
And a
11.
thrust lever.
Lufthansa 85 Papa,
Okay.
contact, tower 118.8. Have a great evening. Or see you later.
Oh, there we go, airborne. Oh yeah, I've got to use the G button, I'm afraid, guys. Gears coming up.
Yeah, it just came on now. Alpaca 21 Bravo, send you over to tower 118.
Now, nav.
To all the guys waiting at the holding point, you can
There's that
stay on my
speed trim
position.
system in the 700, hear it trimming. Not doing anything.
Just to go
Just
turn,
trimming.
right heading
Trim,
170.
trim.
Right 170, switch to the world.
Can you hear it trimming? But look,
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, identified at 3000 feet, climb to flight level 140.
climb flight level 140, Alpaca 1 Papa Mike.
Catch at 25 Hotel, you're leaving my airspace.
Still trimming. What's the speed trim system doing? It's been trimming continuously for 20 seconds, but not actually doing. Look, if I let go, look at the aeroplane.
Have a nice evening, nice Monday. Bye-bye.
Well, I've gone VS4. That's
Thank
weird.
you.
Why did it go to VS? Level change. What's it doing? Still trimming, but it's not doing anything. It's been trimming continuously for this whole time.
742, wind 100 degrees, 8 knots, runway 25.
It's broken. It's broken.
Okay, to take off runway 25.
Still, it's been trimming for about 45 seconds, but look at the aeroplane.
Behind departing traffic line up runway 25, right?
It needs work, guys. Oh, it's going down now. Can you hear that? This is a bit broken. We should bug up now, by the way.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha Whiskey, zwischenliegen kommen.
Something's not right with this.
What's that?
Let me trim it right. I'm trimming in the opposite direction now. It was like I had a runaway stabilizer, but no trim change at all.
Delta Romeo
That's
Yankee, rufen Sie Turm auf
Flaps up.
118,8 zur Information. Werden wahrscheinlich noch 6 Flieger rausgehen vorher.
Turm 1,
Stop trimming!
8 und
It's
ja, wir
really
werden uns
annoying.
geduld haben.
There we go.
Danke fürs Warten.
Flaps up, no
Just
lights.
to go, turn right
VNAV
heading 280, cleared ILS, runway 25.
80140, let's accelerate 250, so I'm just going to sort of see how it behaves here. Still hand flying.
QTH 57 Echo via transition, cleared ILS, runway 25, QNH
Okay.
1015.
Let's accelerate. I'm not going to trim. It was in trim there. I'm not going to trim because I just want to see if the nose comes up.
Lufthansa 742 identified at 2800.
As we accelerate,
flight
it's just
level
look at that.
140.
It's just holding. It's actually lowering the nose. It's not right, guys. Something's changed here. It's alright. I've not trimmed since 200 knots, and it's just not. The nose should be going straight up now.
200 knots for left.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. I'm just being honest. Just as it is.
Switch
I've not trimmed this since 200 knots. I've not trimmed this since 200
Papa
knots.
1 Papa Mike, contact Lang Radar 123.275. Have a great evening, bye bye.
123275. Thanks a lot for the great ATC. I'm back at 1 Papa Mike. Choose. I've not trimmed
Thank you
this,
for keeping Stuttgart alive with your
and it's just basically holding. It's something's really bad at the moment. I don't know. It's gotten worse, I think.
1505, you're reaching by.
Let me just get the autopilot in and do the after takeoff checklist because we're falling a bit behind the plane here.
Lufthansa 4 Oscar Mike, Unicom 128, bye-bye.
I will check in with ATC shortly, but let's make sure the airplane's getting pressurised, air conditioning and pressurisation. Is 4.5.
Lufthansa 1031, descent flight level 80.
And set, release crew. Checks complete, contact Langen.
Lufthansa 103 descend flight level 80. Lufthansa 103 Langen.
Come on, Lufthansa. Pressurization, 4.5
Lufthansa 103 Langen.
Pre-cruise checks complete as well.
Lufthansa 715 Langen radar, hello. Radar contact flight level 2,
On to go.
descend flight level 1,
Some weird thing happened with VS on the climb as well. I think it might have gone out to quiet, to be fair.
What the arrival identities, we will hold now at 300 for now.
Lufthansa 715, negative.
Looks good.
My mistake, you're cleared. Später 3, Bravo arrival, descend flight level 1, 0.
Später 3, Bravo, descending 110, Lufthansa 715.
KLM 73 Juliet, turn left heading 220, cleared ILS
Try and
25
check it,
left.
guys.
Left heading 220, clear ILS 25 left, for KLM 73 Juliet. KLM 39 Mike, confirm you're turning left heading 060.
We'll do right now, KLM 39 Mike.
KLM 39 Mike, for information, you're now indicating heading 130.
Whoops.
Yeah, we're turning to 060 right now, KLM 39 Mike.
KLM 39 Mike, now I need you on
HC
another
is
heading.
not giving me any chance to check it, and he's constantly talking. He's going to have a huge QoS.
030 KLM 239 Mike.
Langen, hello, Alpaca 1, Papa Mike, maintaining 140 to Rotwe, request climb.
Alpaca 1, Papa Mike, Langen identified, climb flight level 390.
Thank you, climb flight level 390, Alpaca 1, Papa Mike. So,
Lufthansa
390.
103 Langen.
Little bit of an experiment here, okay? Let's disconnect the autopilot.
Langen is fueling 1008 with you.
Fueling 1008.
So disconnected the autopilot. I'm going to select VNAV now.
Radar contact.
I just want to see what the aircraft does. It's going to get. We're going to get N1 flying for us. I just want to see how the pitch changes. So I'm going to select VNAV, N1 VNAV speed. I'm not going to make any input here. Just see what the aircraft does. Okay, it is now climbing. So there is a thrust pitch couple here. That's good. It should do this. The real aeroplane. But when I accelerated from 200 knots to 250, I had made no trim input whatsoever, and it felt in trim the whole time. This is good, but this is more thrust pitch couple here. So let me just get back onto the flight directors. Trim this out.
Again, Lufthansa 1031 Langenradar.
I think Lufthansa's gone.
Seabird 399er, contact Langenradar 120.8 vorbei.
Raptor 0.1, thank you. Bye bye.
So once it's in trim, this is good. It's pretty stable. It has natural stability and wants to return to the in trim speed, the 7.3. Yeah, it was just on that climb out, something wasn't quite right. The actual thrust pitch couple was very good though. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. Radio's a bit too loud, thank you. Sorry.
Seabird 105, Unicom 1228.
That should be better now.
128, 105
With 357 kilo.
Right, let me have a look at some of these comments. We're on our way inbound to Nator.
Ready to descend flight level 180 with 357 kilos.
Should be touching down. We'll look at this later at 17:16. So it's about an hour and 25 minutes away. How high, Astrid said, are you allowed to fly with the autopilot off? Up to 25,000 feet. We can hand fly by operator. If it was a Max, it would just do whatever it wanted, whenever. I can assure you now, guys, the Max is a completely safe aircraft to fly. We obviously knew what happened in the past, but I've got full confidence flying that aircraft now. Luke, are you able to get the autopilot on the flight factor 757 to fly an LPV approach? I have the 76 and cannot get it to fly an LPV approach. Luke, I need a bit more context there for somebody, but if you use LNAV, VNAV, fly LPV approaches.
Now, you're very high and just overhead the airport. So, what we do...
Mark Burgess just watching the Llama Airways induction video, brilliant.
Flight level 110.
Tara Kloll, start your type rating course in a month. Any suggestions, advice? Congratulations, firstly. Best advice is listen to what the training department says at your airline. They will give you the guidance required, but make sure at this early stage you start learning FCOM 2, your tech stuff, so you get to know the aircraft, the SOPs of the airline. My airline, for example, has great documentation which helps advise what's to study for each sim session and throughout the type rating.
You're leaving my airspace with radars offline. Unicom 122.8. Have a nice Sunday.
Unicom 122.8, and thanks a lot for the ATC Alpaca 1 Papa Mike. Bye. But yeah, very exciting times for you, sir.
GM6 Tango Hotel Langenrade. Good afternoon, identified.
There we are. Over to Unicom, guys. Zipo was great out of Stuttgart today, I can imagine it. Yeah, so going back over that takeoff, yeah, I'm just having a look at some of the comments here. Going over that takeoff, there was something fundamentally wrong. Rotation actually felt quite nice. 700 comes off the ground far easier than the 800. But when this speed trim system, I could feel it trimming, but there was no change in pitch. The real aircraft, if you were to trim, let's say I'm in trim now, if I was to disconnect the autopilot, if I was to trim nose up or nose down for 10 seconds and make no input on the elevator, you would have a significant change in your pitch. Significant. I'm talking you'd have to make quite a large input on the control column to maintain your desired flight path. So if I disconnect the autopilot here, just to show you, start trimming nose up. Okay, I think they've changed something here. You see how the nose is increasing up there? That's actually good. So I don't know what's going on. That change is what you'd expect. So I think they've done something to manual trim. I think manual trim has improved. So I'm trimming nose down now. So these pitch changes we're seeing are actually not bad. So I think I might have done something for manual trim, but the autopilot, the way it's trimming, or certainly, well, not the autopilot, the speed trim system they're modelling is not that great. I heard it trimming continuously for over a minute with no input. Oh, Wojtek, PMG said it was a sound bug and supposedly fixed. I'll see what it does when I'm taking off. Well, it could be a sound bug. That would explain a lot, because you can see what happened there. I trimmed for 10 seconds and look how the nose came up. That's what it should be doing. I'm hearing this continuous trimming with no change in input. But what was quite the big thing for me there was actually when I was in trim at about 200 knots, and then when I accelerated to 250, there was no change in pitch. It just held the attitude, which was exactly how the previous version of the PMDG flew, and one of the main reasons I switched to X-Plane, and when I found out about the Zipo and other aircraft here. So something's a bit up with the stabilizer, but the way it didn't change, it was in trim at 200 knots, I accelerated to 250 and made no input on the control column, and it was just holding the attitude perfectly. That's not what would happen. As the aircraft accelerates, and with the thrust change, the nose should come up. So yeah, it needs looking into. Otherwise, the systems, the manipulation, the automation, all that stuff is spot on, really. 100% have the latest update, 3.0.20. And I had a long load as well. I installed it yesterday. Bank angle 10. Oh, yoke cam's still on. Cool. You didn't see my... Thanks. Andy, I like you. Everyone else keeps very quiet in the hope of seeing something. Cheers, Andy. Respect. I'm not looking forward to playing this stream back and hearing my croaky voice. Good guys. Speed trim system on the 800, yes. Wojtek changelog said it was a sound bug which looped the trim sound despite no trimming being done, but seems something's still wrong. Yeah, completely. Hasn't been fixed at all. Lama International Airlines. Unbelievable that Alpaca Airways is flying with this kind of anomaly of their airplane. Unbelievable. 737NG driver is here. Hello, sir. If you don't know who 737NG driver is, I implore you to check out his channel. I believe he might work for Chow like me. You must message me, buddy, and we'll have a chat. I've liked it. The issue with the speed trim system is because Microsoft Flight Simulator lacks the basic aerodynamic effects Boeing is compensating for with its speed trim system. Same with the pitching during speed changes. Got you. That makes perfect sense. Now, 737NG driver is I believe, he's not a colleague. He's a 737 pilot who's got the knowledge as well, and that sort of makes sense with everything you said. I mean, it's quite nice they've modelled speed trim, but you know how speed trim works, guys. It basically tries to put the aircraft not out of trim, but it increases forces on the control column, so you have to make an adjustment. It seems to be working some sort of model system with regards to that, but it's not doing anything. So I think it should be disabled, because it's quite hard to model something like that, because it's very much a force trying to be modelled. And yeah, the same with pitching during speed changes. That's very evidently different. I think 737NG driver, if you're allowed, try the Zebo mod. Just see what it's like. I implore you, just give it a try. I'm sure. I promise you'll be impressed. I promise you, for something that's completely free, give it a try. But nice to see you here, buddy. We must get in contact as well. And guys, go check his channel out. It's really good. Some good stuff there. You don't sound that bad, said Paul. No, I've got tonsillitis, I'm afraid. You do not want to see a picture of my tonsils. I feel well, and I have been flying this week. I had 2 days off because I did wake up and I had other cold-like symptoms. But it's my last day off, and yeah, I've actually got some time off after this as well, which I'm looking forward to. I'll recover and I'll be back on my usual full self as well. Andrew B, thank you very much for your comment. I do get your emails, I just don't have the time to reply to all of them, I'm afraid, but I did see your email, thank you very much for it. Hi Anthony, long time listener, first time caller, can you discuss your connection with Flightbeam? I've seen a few airports from them but didn't realise they had hit Microsoft Flight Sim 2028. So, I purchased their Toulouse scenery for the Phoenix stream, the inaugural stream, and I got in contact with them and saying, you know, would you like me to, you know, happy to promote that? And they just said, oh, well, if you ever want any access to our sceneries, you know, just let us know and we'll send them your way, which is really kind of them. And we'll have a look at, you know, in return for that, I showcase their scenery for them. And their Biarritz one looks amazing, their Toulouse one looks really, really good. And I know in the previous versions of Flight Sim, they had some really good sceneries as well. You'll see the one in Biarritz, it's excellent. Excellent 737NG driver. Drop me an email. Go to my about section and I'll get back to you soon. Vanguard, that's the thing with the sims like this. They emulate the feeling, but it's not the reality. True, but in a way, even full motion level desimulators do the same thing. They use certain things in the background to make it feel it's not exactly the right way, but I mean, it does feel excellent. But what you get from desktop simulators is absolutely incredible today. Be it if you use Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane, they are both superb simulators. And I'll say it again, we've been pointing out the slight issue with the trim on departure. Slight issue, it does need fixing massively, but there are limitations in Microsoft Flight Simulator at the moment. But as an overall experience, as I mentioned when I first flew this aircraft 2 or 3 weeks ago now, you know, what you get in the sim, I mean, look outside. It's great. I mean, I was flying over this part of the world yesterday, albeit a little further west. It looked like this, and there were a lot more CBs around, to be fair. Anthony, behave yourself. Behave yourself. Quarter page, is ground speed on the overlay bugged out for Microsoft Flight Sim? Yeah, always this one. Ground speed seems to stop working after a short while. It's just a thing with Fly Live. So yeah, that is not my current ground speed is 424 knots. Thanks, Lars, for helping out Luke. Hello from Moscow today, flying level 737 to Kaliningrad. Good luck. I did see there was some events going on in Russia today. Astroju, Ortho looks better than Microsoft Flight Sim, but not having to download Ortho is very nice. Agreed, Astroju. I think it looks excellent, Ortho 4XP. But my god, I love firing up this sim and not having to worry about downloading it, installing it. Anyway, we've got some ATC here, guys, to contact. Excellent.
Radar, hello. Identified. Proceed direct Balsi.
Proceed direct Balsi for Sky 254.
Who am I talking to?
50, 40, 30,
oh, 5.
20, 10.
Thank you very much, Fly with Rookie. Appreciate it, buddy. That's very kind of you.
Get well soon, brother.
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just very croaky. I don't feel 100%, but I've really enjoyed my Sunday stream with you guys. Thank you very much for your donations, sir. I'll be fine in a few days. Swiss Radar. Swiss Radar, very good evening. Alpaca 1 Papa Mike. We've just leveled off at flight level 390, approaching Lutix.
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, Swiss Radar, hello, identified.
Perfect. So we are 390 at Lutix. Let's do a little fuel check. So we get up here. Select max continuous. This is actually an SOP at my operator to improve thrust responsiveness. Basically, you don't want to get into a low speed situation because there's a lot less, the air's a lot less dense here, so the engines don't produce, or not so great at recovering speed. So we select max continuous, where the radar's not working we know about. LNAV, VNAV, pressurization is fine. Now let's have a little look at our flight plan. We're overhead Lutix. Just bring up the PDF. Is Lutix. There we go. So 21 minutes, 21 minutes.
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, turn right heading 2504 separation.
Riding 250 degrees, Alpaca 1 Papa Mike. So heading select. So Lutix, we should have 4.4. We took an extra 200 kilos, so we're looking for 5.6 tons of fuel. 5.5, we should have burned 1765.
Decimal 122. Decimal 8. Thank you very much.
1800. Fuel burn's pretty good. It's where we expected. We logged into CPDLC if we could. That's it. We're on our way. Streetux, bonjour, qui parle français. Je ne comprends. Bonjour. Je m'appelle Flight Exit.
Flight level 390 with you.
Cable to plot 19. At what point do you put the plane in Mach mode? It's automatic. When you climb.
Direct Toga, Leipzig 280.
When you climb, obviously with the cruise there, you can't see it, but it'll transition. It'll maintain an indicated airspeed initially, and as you climb, your Mach number increases until it reaches your target Mach speed. Then it automatically transfers. Conversely, in descent, it'll initially maintain a Mach number. As you maintain Mach number in descent, your indicated airspeed increases, and then when your indicated airspeed approaches this, it'll then pitch for that speed as well. How would you rate the PMDG for Microsoft Flight Simulator? Says full flat. 8.5 out of 10. That's what I'd give it. It is a really, really good add-on. Really. And it's great to have this
50,
for Microsoft Flight Simulator.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, Warrior Lord. That was a different Alpaca there. Thanks for the $5, buddy. Oh.
Hope your tonsillitis clears up soon, mate. Take care.
Thanks, Warrior Lad. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate it. Fingers crossed as well. I'm going to go stay with a friend next weekend, and I'm hoping to feel better by then. Yeah, I flew on what day was it last week? I went back to work on Wednesday, and I had a little bit of a sore throat, and then Thursday morning I felt very rough, had a very sore throat, so I called in sick Thursday and Friday. It was the first time I'd been off work in 5 years. 5 years. So I called in sick Thursday, Friday. I flew yesterday because I felt better, and actually my throat's a bit sorer today. Yeah, it's on the close. You know, I feel well. It's just and it's the viral one. I don't want to go into detail. I had tonsillitis. Well, funny enough, the last time I called in sick was with tonsillitis as well, and I had it pretty bad then. But I've only had the sore throat this time around. I'm going to have a Nurofen shortly and some strepsils. I'll be fine. Sounds like COVID. I should probably do a test actually. I hope not. I am fully protected. Arco, just downloaded the update. Would you say there's a noticeable operational difference? I've noticed some slight improvements, like in the FMS loading, the 4-letter IKO code was in the scratch pad. Whoop. But I'd say on departure that speed trim system audio issue was not only apparent, but it seemed to be worse. I mean, it sounded like it was continuously going off for over a minute, but I think it was more audio as opposed to actually making any trim inputs. I'm thinking about that QOT, but I don't get it often, so... Needle of the Skies flew back with EasyJet on Friday from Tenerife to Gatwick.
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, proceed direct to Nin 2.
Direct to Nin 2, Alpaca 1 Papa Mike. So remember, this isn't an Airbus, so when you do an update like that and execute, you must then reselect LNAV, otherwise it will stay on the heading. And my operator, pilot monitoring makes any lateral changes, and he'll always say LNAV available. After making a lateral change like that. Is that Lake Geneva down there? I probably completely geographically got that wrong here.
Squawk 6752, Lufthansa 98 Papa.
Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot.
Can I have a round of applause in chat, please, for actually knowing where I was geographically for a change?
Switching to Unicom.
Great routing.
Thanks for DT.
Great routing. Ooh, it's quite an aggressive change there. Steady. There's Lake Geneva. That'll be the Alps in the distance. Mont Blanc. Looking really nice in the sim. Pangolia, how did I not know that you need to reselect LNAV? Because you have been airbusing, that's why. Clouds might look impressive, but do you think the associated turbulence is missing? Very much depends, Paul. I mean, if you were to fly through clouds like this at this height, there'd be very little turbulence, light turbulence, whereas if you fly through a cumulus cloud with a lot of energy, and it's quite hot, quite low to the ground, it can be very bumpy. I think there is probably lacking a bit of turbulence associated with that, but it's quite hard to model, I should think. Corner page, do you ever play that GeoGuessr game on Google Maps? We did that last stream on the charity stream. Do you want to play GeoGuessr for 10 minutes, guys? I've still got my free account, I think. We've got loads of time for GeoGuessr. Do you want to play 10 minutes of GeoGuessr? I loved it last time.
Easy 45 Tango Whiskey, you're about to leave my airspace. Monty, come 122, that's late, enjoy flight. Bye bye.
Unicom 128 for Easy 45 Tango Whiskey, thanks very much for everything. Goodbye.
Wojtek, can you open PMDG Operations Center so you can confirm you've got 3v2? You're absolutely adamant I don't have it. Yeah, I'm
50,
check.
40, 30, 20.
Let me have a look.
10.
Aircraft deliveries, product updates. I can confirm. I'll even try and share the screen.
Requesting a flight
thanks, Bear
from
Lamb.
Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada to St. John's, Newfoundland.
Ooh.
I do this flight on Flight Sims 2004.
Well, thank you very much for your suggestion, Bear Lamb. 2 airports we have not flown into or from. In any simulator, I'll bear that in mind. Newfoundland. On Newfoundland, I might have done St. John's. We've done Newfoundland before. Or maybe I've just flown over it. But I'll consider that, Bear Lamb. Thank you very much for your your donation. Appreciate it, my friend.
Radar,
Right, just for Wojtek. Yeah, Wojtek, I swear on my life, I'm staring at it now. PMDG Operations Center. 3020 is installed. 3020 is latest. That's exactly what it's saying. But how do I actually... no one's going to believe me. How do I share that screen? Hold on. Stream. Just for your benefit, guys, if you're not so sure. There you go. It's all installed. Excellent. Who is that there? Thank you very much for your request there. I'll consider that, Bearlam. Well, maybe not that exact sector, but Newfoundland I think would be great in this sim. Wojtek, no trim issues on departure. It was actually fine for me. Hand flew it up to 140. STS was active for 10 to 15 seconds after departure. Why was it okay for me? I have absolutely no... Wojtek, try repeating it. It would seem other people had the same issue as well in the comments. So could be anything. Could be anything. But as you saw in the webcam, there was a problem there. Thank you very much, RJack1282, for your 24 months as a member. Are you in the Discord? I don't even recognise the username there. But thank you very much for your continued support, buddy. Thank you very much. Yeah, you must have the update. We've seen it. Plus, we had the IK thing. So exactly. I mean, has anyone else had this? I think it's an audio issue because the fact it didn't trim would make sense, but whereas previous versions I had it trimming 40-ish, 30 seconds. That was nearly minutes. Long time.
6757 for BT 371.
Why has that not come up? Yeah, I'm trying to get GeoGuessr to come up. There we go. We'll do a bit of GeoGuessr shortly. Dimitri, if I remember. Thank you very much for popping in, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Greetings from Vancouver. It's been a minute. Sure has, my friend. You sound a bit croaky. I hope all is well. I've got tonsillitis, Dimitri. And I'm sounding... If I had known I was going to sound like this during the stream, I probably wouldn't have streamed because it must be god-awful to listen to. Yeah, it's just tonsillitis. I don't have it too badly. I definitely have it because, without going into detail, my tonsils look a bit grim. But I've plenty of fruit, well hydrated. I'm on my second bottle of water now during the stream. Yeah, I'll be fine. Thank you very much for popping in, nobody.
Need a 7, good afternoon.
When I laugh, yeah, it does sound a little. It doesn't sound. It's not painless. Don't make me laugh, Martin.
Sorry, yes, 17
Is Fly Live completely broken? Why is the ETA showing the current time? So this is Zoo. Oh yeah, but that is actually showing the current time. Yeah, I think let me just reset Fly Live, guys. It can have an absolute wobbly sometimes. I might look in changing my overlay. I know there's plenty available, but it works fine for X-Plane. It's just Microsoft Flight Simulator just does not always work. So it looks like the speed and altitude's updated correctly.
Swiss Radar, good day. Swiss 994 with you at flight level 1.
There we go. So let me know if it breaks again. Thanks, Richard. That's kind. I wouldn't know otherwise.
Continue climb at level 300.
Just sounds a bit smoky. He's transforming into a frog. Anyway, right overhead Geneva, guys. Is that Geneva? What?
Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, you're still leaving my space. Martin, come 122, that's light, enjoy flight, bye-bye.
122, less 8, thank you very much for the ATC, Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, bye-bye. Excellent. Oh, why is that moaning at me now? I've been disconnected. Oh, it's because an aircraft model has failed. Do you want to do 10 minutes of GeoGuessr then? I do. I've been playing a little bit, if I'm honest. Right, let's see if it comes up. Can you, ladies and gentlemen, see GeoGuessr on the screen? If you don't know what this is, I'm rubbish at it. But shall we go online on competitive and see how we do? You've got to help me. And this is actually, I think I actually cancelled my 7-day trial, but it should be active until tonight.
Minimums. Approaching minimums.
I don't know, kind of sultry late night with Flight Deck to Sim, Greg Scott. Yeah, I should be reading some salty document, some old story or something. Thank you, mate. So 7 months as a membership as well. Hi, Captain. Have you ever considered changing the type of aircraft in real life? For example, 777 or Dreamliner. At my operator, mates, I very much enjoy the roster I have, and I do no night flying. I'm home every night. I do sometimes have to operate out of base, but that's once in a blue moon. Very, very happy here. So, as much as I'd love to tick the wide body jet box, I'm very settled at my operator. I am actually in the process of moving house. It's a bit of a personal thing going on in the background, so having my roster at the moment is certainly helping with regards to that as well. But yeah, I'd love to have a go doing it. Is there an aviation GeoGuessr? There isn't. What we're going to do is the competitive one, which is really hard. I've never won it, but with your help, maybe we can win a game. So let's go here to competitive. Let me just see what time top of descent is as well, because I don't want to miss that. That would be a shame. Top of descent's at 52, so it's in 32 minutes. We could do about 10 minutes of this, guys. So competitive. How do I start a game? Qualification period. How do I start a game? I can't remember. There we go. Competitive. I'm in the collect more. What to qualify? There we are. Battle Royale countries. Are we ready? Do you get to pick your flights? I don't, Andrew B. I'm going to need your help here, guys. My iPhone. So I've got to qualify first. Here we go then. Let's put a little bit of music on in the background as well. Oh, well, great start. Oh my god. United States. Let's see if we can have a look at this sign. Everyone's locking in. What are we going with? A lot of people are saying Saudi Arabia. I mean, how? They're driving on the right. No, someone's guessed Australia, I think, already. No one's qualified yet. Kansas. It's a country, so I should put United States. North America. Wrong. Someone's guessed Australia. No, it looks like a UK something. This is a tough one. Look, we're going to knock someone out, guys. Mongolia? I go 50-50 already. China or Mongolia? Who said Mongolia? Bear Lamb? Not only are you very generous to your donation, you know exactly what a Mongolian road looks like. Well, I've used my 50-50 already. That was hard. Oh my goodness me. Orange noise, yeah, you heard me right. Guys, if you are joining, I know the video description says I'm doing 2 sectors today. I am going to do just the 1 sector because I will not feel great if I come to 2. London. He's crashed his van. Now, where on earth could this be? This is so hard. So hard. Ooh. Oh, look, they've hidden it. Something manure? Oh, can I get somewhere that's not completely blanked out? Ooh, I saw the back of his van there. No one's got it yet. Oh, France maybe. Le. Should we go France? I'm gonna guess France. Yeah, you're saying France. You're saying France. Merci beaucoup, ladies and gentlemen. We're the only one to have guessed it correctly as well so far. It was the Le which gave it away. And the fact was that a Fiat van? No, Peugeot. Peugeot what's it called? Expert, isn't it? Something like that. Typical Peugeot name. Someone just guessed the UK. 3 people through. Trebon. Guys, I am super busy next week, but I plan to have a stream finally on the second channel. If you don't know, I have a second YouTube channel called Airline Pilot Plays, where I play all sorts of different games there. I have just purchased the Train Sim World Steam Train DLC. You drive an old steam train. It can't be harder to learn than the Tupolev, so I'm going to have a go at that one day next week, hopefully for a bit of fun. A crash car was the clue, juiced. Don't make me laugh. This does look like the United States, to be honest. Yeah, that's definitely the US. Look at the signs. It has to be North America. What happens if you lock the guess? Yeah, didn't need any help. But you got to be quick, look. Oh, we're already in the next round, look. Well, there's only 3 spaces. We're doing actually really well. Ooh, no, what is it with Peugeots? Is this like some sort of advertisement going on here? Plans especial. Spanish? Is that Spanish? Oh, someone's guessed it. We've got to be quick. Oh, that number 33. Oh, I'm thinking Spain. No, he's guessed Spain. It's not Spain. It's not Spain. Mexico. Oh, we've got to guess, guys. We've got to be quick here. Mexico, Argentina. Oh, we got. Oh, Jesus. Italy. A lot of people saying Italy. Okay, I'm going Italy. No! It was Mexico. Oh. We did well. We came. What was that, 4th? Not bad. Again. It's much easier with you not watching and helping. We get 3 lives as well. I didn't even guess on any of those. Let's be quicker. Right. New Zealand. I'm thinking New Zealand. US. Alright, 2 tons are saying US. We've got guesses we can have. Thanks, 2 tons. 2 tons straight in there. 100% America. How? How is it 100% America? Well, yeah, okay. You're still going to see many of those. True. We actually see a lot of Mustangs in the UK, that shape now. A lot of right-hand drives being imported. Yeah, they do drive on the left in New Zealand, you're right. Whoops. House style, yeah. I'll give you all that. Well, we're through. Fergie's gone for a 50-50. It's great fun for the stream. Guys, if you ever have any questions about flying, feel free to ask them. I will still answer them. Well, didn't qualify yet, we did. Right, what we're thinking in the background already. Ooh, South America. Formosa. Let's go down this way. I can't go that way, guys. That's a shame as well. The street names are Samuel. Andres. Where's that? Is that Mexico? Definitely a Spanish country. Bolivia, Chile. Looks Colombian. Mexico. Oh, it's definitely around here, isn't it? We've still got plenty of time. Half time left. Someone's guessed Brazil. Look, Brazil's not right. Colours are right for the Bolivian flag. Where's Bolivia? Oh my, help me guys, I don't fly around this part of the world. Ecuador, Peru, everyone's guessing wrong, look. Oh, we need to get in, there it is. Oh guys, you legends. We're through. A lot of people said Mexico. Why did I go for Bolivia? Someone suggested I had a bit of a sort of inkling to go there. We've still got our 50-50 and all our guesses as well. Thanks, Steph. Thanks for another stream cap. Cheers, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for the continued support as a membership as well. Thank you very much, sir. Ooh, is that... No, I'm going to offend people here. I mean, is that Chinese language? Or Chinese symbols? Or was that Japanese? Have I offended people there? Japan, okay. Anyone's saying Japan. Oh! Blast! I was too slow! Oh! I was too slow. Oh, you got to be quick as well. Oh no. I'm very disappointed in myself there. Oh. Carl, how do you decide what auto brake setting to use in the 737? And which one is the most common? Great question. So firstly, we work out first where we want to vacate on the runway, and then with that we use the OPT performance calculator to work out our stopping performance. It will show you all the distances based off every auto brake setting, and then we select it. Typically 2 or 3. Very unusual to be 1 unless you're using most of the runway. And max isn't as uncommon as you think it is, depending where you fly into. Short runway that's wet, max is often used if you're heavy. Right, anyway, great question. Keep them coming in. Don't be... Remember, this is all about streaming Flight Sim. If you have any flight questions, that's what it's all about. Albeit this is amazing fun. US again. No, not United States. Canada. Sweden. It's a very unique style of houses, sort of chalet style. And there's a car there. Ford and a Golf estate. BMW. Yeah, I'm saying Canada. No, we've had 2 guesses, guys. I'm going to have to 50-50 this. Finland. It has to be Finland. Wow. Damn it, we've used 2 guesses in a 50-50. I would have never guessed Finland, though. A lot of people are struggling with this, though. Look. Dorian, define heavy. Are you talking about the heavy call sign? It's 100 and something tons, I believe. Why have I got 135 in my head? I think it's 100. Oh, I know this one. Welcome to the UK. What's this whole lock guess before that timer starts? I think that just lets you get in. UK's quite easy. Oh, that was very quick. Look how many people guessed that. Yeah, 136 tons. I knew it in the back of my head. Ooh, what we got here? Ematom 236211. Madeira. I'm sure she slept Madeira. Is that the coast of Spain? Portugal. Yeah. Do you know what that gave that away? It was the Madeira. Not bad. Oh, there's only 4 of us left. Hope you're doing well, Will. Wait for this last one, guys, and then we'll start setting up for the approach to Biarritz. It's going to be either... Yeah, well, it's going to be carnage, I think. There's no ATC here. No ATC in Biarritz and 14 arrivals, and there's only about 7 stands. Ah, there's only 2 of us! What the hell? Guys... And I've only got 1 guess. Oh no. This guy's probably a pro geoguesser. US? I'm just going to guess US, guys. Ooh, so it's me and Indy guy. Oh, this looks like the Riviera. France? I need a vehicle. Help me! Stuttgart? Oh, maybe no. No, I think this could be more Eastern Europe. Iveco. He's guessed Turkey, got it wrong. Croatia, guys? Are you sure? What if he guessed? No, it's not Croatia. No, it's Montenegro. Oh, so close. So close. That was a tough one. I mean, this is Croatia here. Very good, though. Whoever said Croatia. That was great. I was thinking initially south of France. Not bad. Not bad at all. Anyway, guys, that was great fun. I enjoyed that. Thank you very much for suggesting it. We work well as a team, Chat and I. have a meet merp soundbite. Right. Where we now? So at 390 inbound to Minpa, and top descent is around 120 miles away. So that's perfect timing to start setting up for the approach. Martin, aviation question again. What affects the time it takes the IRSs to align? Will it align faster or slower closer to the equator? So the closer you are to the equator, the quicker it will align. It's to do with your latitude. I think I'm right saying that. It typically in Europe, we're looking at 7 to 9 minutes for the alignment there. Purely based on your latitude, your distance from the equator. That van came up from Bosnia. I cheated and got it wrong. Unbelievable, Steve. Don't cheat. There's no us here to cheat there. 500 of us together are pretty okay at geography. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Matt 628HA. What Costinex using? We're using Costinex 30 today. That's Alpaca Airways standard Costinex. Have you seen the new Top Gun Captain? Now, I'm having lunch with my mother on Wednesday. I'm thinking I'm going to go see the film afterwards. I've not been to a cinema for a long time. I asked actually one of my mates if he's not been, but I'm thinking of going to go see it on Wednesday. Which would be pretty cool. So have a little look outside. I'll try and catch up with some questions here. Turn the sim down slightly. Excellent. You were close. Yeah, I was pretty close, but that was thanks to chat primarily. I was actually quite far away. Albania, some great guesses here. Brilliant. Alex Vanderpass playing games during a flight is more an Airbus thing. They probably got it in the FMS, so you can select different games and stuff, Pac-Man and whatnot. Not bad though, second place. Everything chats about that. Brilliant. Remove before flight helicopter. Do you like the PMDG 737 compared to the Zebra? I do. They both have their pros and cons, and I'll enjoy using both of them moving forward. I genuinely do not have a favourite now. I love the Zebra model. I love being involved in providing feedback. I love this sim as well, and how it looks. They both have little bugs and improvements. They're both amazing for what you get in a desktop simulator. Excellent. Pangolin, what's the worst case for IRS alignment then? So basically, my operator, we don't go anywhere near it, but the highest latitude we can operate up to is 82 degrees north-south. Otherwise you have issues, and when you're that far away from the equator, the alignment will take 15 plus minutes or something, whereas quite close to equator, very, very quick. I hear you can play board games on that tray table. Jenga, as long as it's not bumpy. Mick, hope you feel better, brother. Thank you. Thanks, guys, for all the kind words. I'm fine. My throat is getting sore now, and that's from the talking and streaming. So yeah, it will only be the one sector. I feel fine. It's just I want to just save my voice a little bit, and I've got quite a lot on next week as well. Excellent. Right, I better turn the volume back up. Let's start setting up for the approach into Biarritz. So I'm just going to get the latest weather off my phone. So Biarritz, it's lovely. Winds 3209 knots, 20 degrees, clear skies. QNH is 1021, so we'll preset the QNH here. 1021. Let's get the FMS loaded, so I'll bring up the operational flight plan. Yeah, we'll be interested to see what happens with ATC shortly, because there's no ATC. Yeah, I just should have done this the other way. We should be going into Stuttgart, stringed a bit later for the ATC as well, but I wanted to do 2 sectors because I hadn't, you know, I quite enjoy doing 2 sectors. Right, descent page, 250 below 100. Forecast 310, 200, and 100. Trying to think, would you? I don't think, I'm really trying to think here, guys. I don't think this would require the left hand side to be executed. When you put the right hand side information in, that's when the execute light comes on. I don't think this comes on here. That shouldn't be illuminated. I don't think so. I've only done it for the last 10 years, but it seems unusual that the light's on now. 262.54. Yeah, that's when the execute light comes on. I couldn't put money on it though. 254 at 38. 100 to 252 at 23. Execute. QNH we can put in here as well. 1021. Right, let's have a look at this drag required after IBZ 27. Oh, it's because it's put 200 knots as a high speed. That's unusual. So I'll delete that. It's actually saying 181. Right, make sure it's not mandatory speed requirement there. Is there a recommended iPhone app for getting aero weather? Wrong way, you've given it away yourself there. The app is literally called that, Aero Weather. That's the app I use before work. I have their Captain subscription, which actually gives you a lot of information. Excuse me. Let's have a look at this arrival. Some psychedelic music, turn that down. So, Navigraph charts. Biarritz. So, the star is a Maggot 9 Sierra. There we are, so coming in from Mag 9 Romeo. Oops. That's the one. There we go. So there's Mageg. All these points. Max 200. Okay, so it should be 200 below. I think they had it as 200 hard in the PMDG 737, so it was coded incorrectly. That's what I was saying. Drag required after. So we have got max 200. That's 180. So let's have a little look at this then. Mageg 80 below. 274 is the initial approach fix. Here. So what recommended ICAO speed is at the initial approach fix is 220 knots or below, so let's put 220 or below there. To 274. It's looking good, and that should be 220 here. Good. Oh, keep dropping my iPad. We then have 5,000 or below at 274, so we are at 4681. Interestingly, not sure why this is not coded. If anyone's doing the same sector in the Zebo mod, let me know if they're getting this coded, because this is a 3,000 to 3,500 feet restriction, and that should be here. You can't put this in manually, it has to be coded, so it looks like oh guys, sorry, I'm so sorry. Thanks 777. mag 80 below, 274 5,000 feet or below, and up at 220 knots here at the initial approach fix. 276 is 3,500 to 3,000. You can't put that in manually, so we're at 3,529, so it's a little bit high, so what I'm going to put is 3,500 below to make sure we comply with that restriction. And then at 27 we've got to be at above 3,000, which looks good here. And then the actual arrival continues towards the Bravo Zulu NDB, but we're going to transition onto the ILS from the 27 point. And is holding there if it's busy. So happy with the arrival. Onto the approach then. ILS Zulu 27. Let's reselect that. So I want to make sure we've got the correct transition, and it'll be via the 274. Execute. That might. There we go. So my apologies to PMDG. The reason was I didn't select the correct transition. That's why none of those restrictions in. So that was completely my bad. Let's reselect the start. So we've got 274, 276. There's 274 again. So what we need to do is bring 274 up there. And just check to make sure there's any discontinuities. So yeah, make sure you select the correct transition for it to be coded correctly. Good. So the only thing I want to change, going back onto that star, was the initial approach fix 274, bring the speed back to 220 knots or below. There we go. And that's onto the 27.27. Perfect. I've done a test sector, I would have known. Platform then is 2,500. 2,500. Just say mandatory here. But I'd want to do a CDA, and I'd quite like to test it. So I'm just going to put 2,500 above here. And then VNAV's going to do a CDA for us. So restrictions are all in. Let's set the ILS then. 11135 for the ILS. Yeah, I'm not doing the return sector, guys. If you just tuned in, really sorry. Just as you can probably hear, my voice is a little hoarse today. I've got tonsillitis at the moment, so I'll be pushing my luck, I think, if I do 2 sectors. So 11135 for the ILS, and Biarritz up on standby, 1415. Perfect. What's the shortcut for Navigraph? Is it Control N? Yeah, I remember now. So landing on 27, 11135 is active. On box 1 and 2, courses are 269. Previous courses, NDB high check at 1730. That checks here, so we'll tune the NDB, 341. Is active. We'll select the RMI to ADF and ADF on number 1 here as well. So onto the ILS, passing the NDB at 1730. Minimums Cat C is 200 feet AGL, 419 feet. We'll set 419. Reducing this. That should be set to the MFRA, so that is correctly modelled. There we are. RVR required a little bit higher than non-standard for a Cat 1 ILS. It's 1,200 metres, but there's a lovely evening in Biarritz, clear skies. MSA high to the south, look, 6,800 feet, Pyrenees. Straight in, basically, coming in from the north, sorry, on the arrival. If you need to go around, climb straight into 2.6 DME off the VOR, 2.5 off Bravo Zulu, the ILS DME. And a right turn, max 220, 360, and on that we'll go out to 320 radial at 12 DME. We'll fly the Arc to Monox, and we'll go to 4,000 feet, and then from Monox we can decide what to do, fly another approach, divert to Bordeaux, which is our alternate. There we go. So we've checked the charts and the arrival. Let's now have a look at the runway. What's the deal with PMDG's EFB? Is that coming? I heard that there's one coming. That'd be great. Really needs it. The Phoenix one blew me away. It was amazing. What an incredible add-on with the EFB. 27, 2200 meters. Quite a shortish runway. No display threshold of 27 though. So beyond the threshold, 2,000 meters. So we're discussing about flat 40 earlier. If I was in the 800 fully loaded, I'd be using flat 40. Because we're in the 700. Let's just see what our approach speeds are. We're going to burn
40,
500 kilos.
30,
Landing weight's going to be 54.9. Thank you very much, Just, for your donation, sir.
Let's buy you a nice cup of cough syrup. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Juice, for the €5. That'll go towards my Lemsip. Thank you very much. And my Strepsils. I'm not suckling on a Strepsil right now because it's the last thing you'd like me to hear, but I'll get straight onto that after the stream. Thank you very much for your €5, buddy. And your, what was it you said as an hour ago? Maybe tickled, can't remember. Thanks, buddy. Hope you're doing well. So you can see, look, flat 30 is 130 knots. Very slow. If I was in a fully loaded NG, my approach speed would be 150 knots with flat 30, so I'd go flat 40. We're going to go flat 30. My reverse isn't working with the quadrant at the moment, so I'll have to hold F2. And we'll plan to vacate Papa. Very small apron here, so Papa self-position onto stand here, so there's no marshalling. There's self-position onto the... Well, no, there is marshalling, sorry, but there's no pushback involved here. So vacate Papa, short taxi onto any available stand. There we go. Nice and simple. God, I wish I was going back to Stuttgart. Just did this the wrong way, guys. Thank you, Phil, for sharing the meta there for Biarritz. I'll unhide that. I don't think the default YouTube algorithm like that. Biarritz at 1100 Zulu. Oh, that's quite an old... That's an old one there. 1100 Zulu. That's 4 or 5 hours ago. That's better, Phil. Thank you. Auto 320 at 9. Cab OK, 20 degrees, QNH 1021. Perfect weather conditions. Arco, felt your pain, need to get tonsillitis regularly as a child. I used to get tonsillitis, sorry, regularly as a child. Until I got a removal, basically, of the tonsils. Get well soon. Yeah, I don't get it enough, I don't think. Last time I had it was 4 or 5 years ago. This isn't as bad. It's just, yeah, pain. Perfect. Pan, why does the FMC not allow you to enter a range of heights manually? Ask Boeing. If you can, I don't know how to. Heavy, excuse me guys, Captain, can you show how to work the pressurization manually if you get an unscheduled descent? Yes. You can quickly have a little play with the pressurization system. Got 10 miles till top of descent. So we've got 2 pressurization mode controllers, auto and alternate. They alternate between each flight. So you'd have to have 2 mode controller failures, so the chances of doing this is very unlikely. But you simply go to manual, and you manipulate the outflow valve by opening and closing it by changing the cabin altitude. So if I was to open the outflow valve, you'd see the cabin climb and the diff pressure decrease, so I'll just open it quickly. Now, they need to have a look at the modelling of that, because if I held that down as much as that in real life, we'd be doing 1,000 feet per minute. In real life, you really just move it like this. And you'll notice that the cabin altitude is climbing now because we're increasing the amount of air leaving the aeroplane. So it's now climbing at 1,000 feet per minute, and if I zoom on into the diff pressure, I just don't like Microsoft Flight Simulator's camera system. You'll notice the needle is slowly decreasing if I put my mouse right in the corner. See how it's going down? So that's we're very fortunate in auto. The pressurization mode control is automatically manipulating the outflow valve to control the pressurization, because that's how pressurization is controlled. We're just controlling the amount of air that leaves the aeroplane by moving a door at the rear, and that door is called the outflow valve, and that is it here. Actually, oh no, this is the perfect time for drone cam. Try and get the jet wash. There you go. So there is the outflow valve here, and that opens and closes automatically. It's almost closed, which it would be in the cruise phase, and as you descend that slowly opens, and when you land it's driven to the fully open position. So when you next fly on a 737, well actually you'll see this on every aeroplane, you'll see on the ground this is fully open. to keep the airplane depressurised. And that's what we're doing, we're just controlling the amount of air leaving the airplane. Anyway, top of descent, ladies and gentlemen. There's no ATC. Reset MCP altitude, let's set 80, which is the next restriction. As soon as I lower that out, you'll see the message goes. The modelling of this is very, very good. The FMS and automation is very, very good. Just LNAV I know could be wobbly, and it's not very good at maintaining altitude in slow flight. Ah, Atomic Penguin, the first one was the TAF. My bad, Phil. Yes, sorry. First one was a TAF. The TAF was issued at 1100 Zulu. My bad. Alan Jensen, great question. How many knots off your target speed is considered a non-stable approach? I have a tutorial if you're interested. I'll explain to you now briefly. The tutorial does go in a lot more detail. But we have a window essentially between VREF and VREF plus 20. We want to keep the speed within that window for the approach to be stabilised. Here's the tutorial for you, Alan Jensen. And depending on the headwind component, we'll change our final approach speed. It's usually half the headwind component. So if we've got 20 knot headwind, we'll fly VREF plus 10. On the 700, it's VREF plus 15. It's a slightly smaller window. Atomic Penguin, does the magenta altitude on the PFD update instantaneously as you manipulate the MCP? So you mean this one here? There's a little lag. In the real aircraft there's a little bit of lag. Here it's a bit of lag too. That's pretty nice. Jack, hello Flight Data Sim, long time no speak. Jack, I don't recognise the name, you'll have to remind me. If we've spoken before, apologies, I've got a lot of people to remember these days. How's the aircraft compared to Zebo? Of course, considering its early days, of course, considering that this is the first update, it's a really good aeroplane and a really good add-on. Allows you to enjoy this sim to its maximum potential. The automation is very good, the systems modelling is excellent. The handling, I don't think, is as good as aircraft in X-Plane and Zebo mod. It's just a fact for me, it isn't as good, but I don't discount this sim, which is why I'm streaming it again. It's great. A lot of people ask if I had no choice, what would I choose? You know, it would surprise people when I say the PMDG, but that is because of what you get. A huge part of simulation, I think, is simulating where you're flying. So the fact you can fly over any part of the world is a huge plus point for me in this sim. But if I was flying in horrible weather and strong crosswinds, I'd fire up X-Plane 11. I get more satisfaction out of that sim. Mick, is such a steep descent normal in the real aircraft? This isn't very steep, but at all. We can descend. Let's imagine ATC went to us, Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, please, fly indicated 300 knots. Level change 300 knots, okay, watch the rate of descent. This is completely normal for line operations. It sounds like a lot, and if you're in your Cessna 150, you'd be going, "Whoa!" But in this commercial jet environment, I mean, if you're a passenger looking out the window, you wouldn't notice any difference at all. This is completely normal, guys. If we have to expedite descent, this is exactly what we do. And 5,500 feet per minute is routine rates of descent. If you're increasing speed and descent, that's completely normal. Anyway, we'll go back to our target speed. See that it's got a low on profile here. So if I select VNAV, they have VNAV path and FMC speed, and it'll do 1,000 feet per minute. And they've got an older Boeing variant of VNAV logic in descent. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator T5AJ. Charles Johnson, you're most welcome. Guys, I don't feel unwell. I'm not 100%. I just have tonsillitis, but I am not doing the next sector. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. I will struggle. I will struggle to do the next one. I started streaming, and as soon as I started talking, I was like, "Wow, do I sound like that?" Bank angle 25, thank you. Getting a little nice bit of bass from the engines, I like that. I would change the bank angle, but I can't. Oh, you have to click. I'm too used to Vizivo. Can you hear that little bit of bass from the engines like that? I like that. Sorry guys, Kaita, can you take over for you, Captain? I'd love you to. I'd love you to do the return sector. So we're in VNAV path here, and you can see, look, it's just about 6 knots below its target speed, so keep an eye on that. I think I've changed my setting. Yeah, unfortunately, because there's a lot of noise, I can't change the thrust, because it's in ARM. You'd be able to add thrust if needed, so keep a close eye on that. In the real aircraft with the latest VNAV update, if I was to open the speed window here, it would actually stay in VNAV path, and then you'd get MCP speed. But they've got a FMC logic from the 2006-2007. Just taking a tablet, guys. You can't roll the bank angle anymore with the mouse wheel. I think they changed that in the update. That's probably why it wasn't working. Let Jack all do all the talking. Do you want to see Jack, guys? Come here. Come here then. Up. Stay. Up here. Up. Here he is. He would gladly take over from the stream if he could. Yeah, look. Yeah, he's just trying to give me a kiss. Good boy. Yeah, what's this? Oh! That's my face. His tail's wagging on the... Yes, what's this here? Look here. Oh, what's that? Look, he wants me to see what this is. Typical Labrador. See how I put my hand down? He flicks it up because he wants me to stroke his head. Typical lab. Yeah, I don't think Biarritz, France, VATS in France isn't the most active of VATS agencies. Let's say they very rarely do events. I'm just seeing here on the VATSIM map, actually there's a nice bit of spacing ahead of me. He wants the peanut butter, of course. Looking good. I have to admit, the Microsoft Flight Sim weather engine, the default one, is much better than it used to be. It is Cav OK down there, but look how the weather transitions. It's actually really good. I have to say, I prefer it to... it's just like for crosswinds and things. Active Sky and X-Plane is brilliant, but the weather updating isn't as good. This has improved a lot. Kyoto, what tablet are you using? The one sitting on your yoke. So this is my personal iPad, and it's linked to Streamlabs, my Streamlabs deck, so I can actually control transmissions. For example, like I put the 30-minute timer on, I press that, boof, the 30-minute timer comes on. So I don't actually, to be fair, I don't use it that much. I'm so used to using it in Streamlabs. And Baker, thanks for all you do for the community, and you enjoyed as well. Thank you very much, M. Baker. I love it. I check out my Instagram story. I was flying a little bit yesterday, a little bit further, trying to think now, eastern we are at the moment, and I took a picture of Biarritz on the ND and said, look, we'll stream here tomorrow, and here we are. Also, Instagram, I have social media because I like to promote the YouTube channel. I did a video about 3 weeks ago, a random funny one of the pen dropping in the sea. It's got like 600,000 views now. It went really crazy. M Baker, is the Stuttgart Scenery free? It is a Microsoft Flight Sim. Sim World Update 6 update. What's the blue arrow thing? going on the map. That is pointing towards the NDB. That's the ADF coming into view, Bravo Zulu. And to be fair, you see how it's sort of swinging like that? That's quite cool, because we're well out of its DOC, it's the well out of its range of what you should be using it for operational. That's because it's not a very strong signal. I mean, we are getting a bit closer now, but I did notice it was sort of shaking around a little bit. Thanks, Chloe. Appreciate it. You don't need to use caps lock in chat, though. No need at all. I have to say, since turning on subscriber chat only, isn't it wonderful to not have the archaic YouTube bots and stupid children coming in? It's such a nicer place in chat. Chloe, try to be part of the everyone else. Keep it respectful and normal at all times. Oops, I accidentally put the ND on the lower DU. That's for screen failures, so if we have screen failures we can move things around as needed. Ah, Lars, I know, I shouldn't have said anything. Niod, is there a specific method to do present position orbit? So if ATC requested us to do an orbit, my operator's ops manual wants us to use the present position hold function, because it'll actually give you a much more stable kind of racetrack pattern, and you quite simply just go to hold present position, and that will display the correct ND. It looks a bit like a baked bean. It should be a bit bigger, but I know that the holding and the modelling of the track line needs updating in the PMDG. It sort of changes as well, but yeah, that's how you do it. Good one, Moen. So yeah, that's a new function. Nice to have that on. Phil, you had to do a go around as your reversers didn't deploy. Uh-oh. Well, you shouldn't need to do a go around for that reason, unless you've taken that into account in your performance, and you definitely needed it. But so far it's doing a good job holding the speed on path. Looking good. How do I check? That's the one I was looking for. Love these views, guys. So A is to cycle in one direction. Is it S? No, I can never remember which way to cycle in the other way. Oh, I love that view. PMDG or Zebo, both are amazing. I always get asked that question. Both of them are amazing. Enjoy both sims. Fixed rings. Why did I forget my fixed rings? Heffy, I mean, I didn't forget my fixed rings. You spotted that I purposefully forgotten them, and now you've spotted that, and you're the first person to notice. Well done to you. Pat on the back. Anyway, there's the two decel circles. The beginning first circle is where we initiate our deceleration from our econ descent speed of 273 to 250, and we have the next decel to 220 knots. All depicted correctly on the ND, looking good. Let's see how VNAV does. Very good so far. There we are. Let's do the post-cruise checks. Fuel, 4 pumps. We have about 3.8 tons of fuel on board. Lights on, angular bank 25 degrees, pressurization 3.0, set, seatbelts on, recall, checks complete. Yeah, it's done a nice job. PMDG VNAV for the most part descent's very good. Just want to see how it behaves on the approach, so we're going to fly the full approach in VNAV here. So, approaching that 80 restriction at Magic, and then we can go down to 5,000. Andy, it was the tonsillitis that made me forget the fixed rings. Brilliant. So imagine we've been cleared down to 5,000 now. Set QNH. Because it's programmed in, So it has had a little jump there. Shouldn't jump so much because I did preset the QNH. But passing 8,500 for 5,000 feet, and QNH was 1021 when I last checked. It reckons it's 1020, so that's it. Standby altimeter set as well. Dundalk, how to cancel go around if you press Toga above the missed approach altitude? Brilliant question. Are you on a type rating, Dundalk? So yeah, key thing is don't push Toga. If you are above the missed approach altitude, do not push Toga because it will command a climb regardless. Your throttle will go to GA with one push. You'll get the aircraft wanting to pitch for the speed. So first things first, don't push Toga. If you do happen to do it, the only way to get out of it is disconnect the auto throttle, disconnect the autopilot if it's still in. Well, it will have disconnected automatically. Recycle flight directors, turn them back off and on again. Select a pitch mode to descend, so level change your vertical speed, LNAV heading select, and then re-engage the automation. It's not simple. Prevention is better than the cure. So 5,000 feet we're going down to. Oh, we need that EFB, guys. Where's my Navigraph charts? That would be great. I can't wait to see it. 5,000 feet below now. That's what VNAV's going to do. It has slowed down to 220. A little early, or did I tell it to do it there? No, I think I told it to do it there. Okay, that's fine. So 220 still at the 276 point. It's looking good. It's looking very good. Pan, is that something you need to learn explicitly or practice? Is that with regards to the go around? You just need to know that. It is demonstrating, during a type rating, you are demonstrating go arounds from different configurations, because the way it's written in the manual presumes that you're gear down, flat 30, you know, going around at minimums. Go arounds, every go around every airport is unique. You might go around in a different configuration. You might have the flaps up, you might have the gear up, you might be above your missed approach altitude. So you've got to be adaptable to the situation, and you've got to know your aircraft systems. You've got to know what happens if you push a button, do this, do that. Looking good. We've got MPS scales, so the white diamond's the glide slope. We'll do a bit of an approach checklist here. So frequencies 11135. We can go. Let's just check the altitude. So used to having an EFB. Down to 3,500, guys. We should wait until we're 1 mile before the 274 point. I just want to get the approach checklist done. Frequencies are set. Fixed rings. Runway 2710 for idents are checked. We've got Bravo Zulu. Bravo Zulu standbys are set. We said order break 3. And course is 269, 269. Check's complete. Yeah, the update. I mean, I think it's mostly graphical things that have been changed. If you want the full change log, use the command exclamation mark aircraft and you'll see it. But yeah, it seems good to me. Well, there's certainly no ATC. And there's a few aircraft on stand. Looking good so far. Lars is exactly right, one of my moderators, also a 737 pilot. Low missed approach altitude is a massive threat. Malaga 1-3, 2,000 feet I think, 2,500, it's a big problem. So 3,500, I'll leave that set, because that is the lowest altitude. We'll actually go down to 3,000 now. So VNAV is doing an excellent job. Just want to see what it does here, approaching the approach here. But again, look, I think it's putting me lower than we should. It's putting me lower than we should. Yeah, okay, just keep an eye on this, guys. Alfie, do you have to be on final for it to technically be called go around? Technically, I mean, they're not going to say go around if you're not on final. They're just going to break you. They're just going to say they break you off the approach. They're going to say cancel the approach. So once you cleared approach, they'll then probably use the terminology go around. So this is the problem with the PMDG now. Look at VNAV. VNAV, we should be about 1,000 feet higher, guys. That's what the VNAV should be doing. I employ you to repeat this approach. Try it in the Zebo mod. Not saying it's better. Well, it is with regards to VNAV. It's put me very low. if thrusters come up, we're doing 400 feet per minute, you know, and we're almost 2 dots below the glide. So this is a thing they need to fix. We should be 1,000 feet higher, idle thrust, bringing the flaps out here. So it just does this sort of dirty dive, gets you very low, and it just does 400 feet / levels off until you capture the glide slope. It's disappointing because it's exactly what happened on the old one. They just need to look at it, but everything else is very good. Is it a huge problem? No, I mean it'll put you on there. Anyway, we're cleared approach. We're very, very low. We're just going to go flap 1 now. I'll open the speed window. And this is the next thing they need to fix, because I don't want to get any lower here, so I'm going to push out hold. Now, I pressed out hold, there's glide slope alive. I just want to see how well it holds the altitude, because I know it does struggle with this. I'm going to set 2,900 out hold, go flap 5. And look how it climbs. It should be rock hard on the altitude. I mean, it probably is just going back to 2.9. Right, alarm approach. Yeah, usually when you're configuring and turning, it does struggle to maintain altitude. It's actually looking a bit better today. Right, we'll arm the speed brake. Come on, Vorlock. Why is Vorlock not capturing? Vertical speed. I'm just going to have to go down manually here. Why is that not capturing? Right, that was very, very late capture. Localizer glide slope capture. We're in 269. And the missed approach altitude on the chart was 4,000 feet. 4,000 feet set. There we go. We're established. Excellent. Oh, I need to unicom, don't I? I had one for wait, but shot the right frequency. Biarritz Tower, hello, it's Alpaca 1 Papa Mike, final ILS runway 277 miles. There's no traffic on final. Looking okay. Right, turn it off. Start configuring now, so gear down, flat 15. Match speed, landing checklist. Start switches continuous, recall, speed brake arm green light, landing gear down 3 green, auto brake to 3, flat 30. Winds less than 10 knots, so VREF plus 5. Flaps we've got 30 green light, lights are on, checks complete, cleared to land. Pitch power on this is actually very good. Attitude's looking good. Thrust at this weight is about to be about 50-ish%. We're slowing down at the moment. Very good, very nice. I need to have that sound cue ready in case I butter it. That's going to be loud. Right, that's hand fly. Disconnect the autopilot. Disconnect the orthogonal autopilot. Excuse me. Looking out the window, I look to be right of centre line. Check speed. There we are. Never want to get low on speed, guys. Never want to get near VREF. Right. Is it offset this approach? It looks like we're right of centre line, so I might start looking out the window. I'm still following the flight directives on the localizer and glide slope. This is the lovely Flightbeam Studios Biarritz Scenery. I have got the not so accurate landing calculator from Fly Live up and running. It's not as good as the one I use in X-Plane, but it gives you a rough idea what my landing rate would be. A little high. What's my rate of descent? No more than 1,000. So I'm sort of more looking outside now than the flight directors. Still feel a little bit right of centre line there, so I'm just going to correct to the left. The flight directors on an ILS should be bang on localizer and glide slope. Pitch power is very good though. I'm just going to get rid of the flight directors. I can't remember what command I have for that. I mean, ignoring the flight directors now. A little high. 4 whites. So that was my fault. Right, back on that. Checked.
Minimums.
Continue.
Terrain.
That was spurious.
40, 30,
check.
20.
Close. Hold the attitude. And it feels good, actually. Oh, that was smooth. Right, speed brakes up. Reverse. It should be up, but I'll do it manually. Speed brakes sounds a bit wonky. Right, 100. 80. Manual braking. Cancelling reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Biarritz. I can't pronounce anything today. And we'll make the next exit to the right as well. What a butter. Wait, I cancelled auto brake. Come off. Oof, nearly stopped there. Don't ever want to add thrust, ideally. You want to bring it to 10 knots before the turn. Actually, on the flare, guys, and on the flare and the roundout, it felt quite nice. It felt good. I don't know if they changed anything in that respect, but it was nice. The inputs I made were pretty. It was better than. It's the best I've had in the aircraft. Excuse me, I am not well. Did I say Beirut? Biarritz. Biarritz traffic, Alpaca 1, Papa Mike vacated. Right, let's try and find a stand. This is the beautiful scenery from Flightbeam Studios. We'll take Papa. Looks like they're all occupied. On to Charlie. We'll start cleaning up. Trim is where I'd expect it to be, so it felt good. I think the manual trim might not be too bad. I think it's just the way the autopilot's moving the trim, or the speed trim system just needs adjusting. The speed's fine. 4 units. That was the high speed trim as well, because the flaps are still out. Bit of that, bit of that, bit of this, and a bit of that. There we are. Clean up flow's done. We'll take Bravo. Actually, you know what? There's a stand here. This is where you need ATC, but we'll go in via Apron Charlie. There's what? Oh look, there's one with the air bridge. Should we take the air bridge? Let's do it. Trust the boss to pick an airport that he can't pronounce. I can't pronounce it, let alone with my dodgy voice at the moment. I am seriously croaky. So I'm going for stand number 3 or 2 here, the air bridge. We always like an air bridge. Alpaca Airways. I think it's stand 3. Very tight apron here. Biarritz Pays Basque Airport. Ah, it was a little bit sensitive. Is he doing the moonwalk? Other car rental companies are available. The airport scenery add-ons on this sim are amazing. They're so good. I could do with a Marshall though. Right, that'll do. Right, parking brake is set. I think here we have parking brake set, AP available. On the bus. Engine's dead. With 2 blues. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Biarritz in the PMDG 737. Lovely, a lovely flight. I always thought it was a Biarritz, probably is. I made no effort to look up the pronunciation, if I'm honest. Oh, my throat is very sore. Oh dear. Let me just increase the zoom here. Amazing. Such a shame. I'm gonna have to call it short, guys. My throat is very sore, and I don't think this stand is probably suitable for an NG. Very tight on the old wingtips there, but there's lots of aircraft here. We'll have a little look at the scenery as well. Let me get the air bridge attached first, so we can disembark. We've got an Air France static model with another one on there as well. One of the things I wish devs did is don't use static models. Who actually likes static models? I suppose some people do fly offline all the time, don't they? But well, I'm probably being a bit selfish here. I quite like having no static models because I'm always on VATSIM. And I don't think there's the option on a lot of Microsoft Flight Simulator sceneries to disable them, whereas there is on other sims. So anyway, let me get the air bridge attached. Is it scroll lock for ATC? Oh no, I can't do it in that camera. There you go. Ground services. Request a jet-to-way connection. Ooh. Zippy, look at that. Love this. And excellent. That is superb, isn't it? Let me look at some of the comments here. Hope you feel better soon. Thanks for the stream. Cheers, Spitfire IF100. Really appreciate it. Many sceneries have the option to disable statics, Orbex Contrail. You're right, Wojtek, but the Orbex Microsoft Flight Simulator sceneries don't have the option to disable static aircraft. I think it's to do with the sim somehow. You configure it in the Orbex Contrail, etc. apps. I think you repeated yourself. Yes, you can, but not with the Microsoft Flight Sim add-on. So I've got Orbex sceneries for both of them, and I can't see the option for the removal of static. There. Get the surfboards. Biarritz, yeah, of course. Going off of the Atlantic, going surfboarding. I think that's not too far away. Romulus makes lots of frog emojis. Blame it on the voices, yes. He's lost his voice, but we appreciate his efforts for his stream. Thank you very much, Andrew. I think some chicken soup is in order, boss. Yeah, I think you're right. I had some chicken soup the last couple of days. Certainly helped. Minus 50. Very nice. Very, very nice. What's boga? Butter but that would technically be a boga. So we'll go with that. Anyway, as I mentioned, a friend request. I don't know who you are, so I might not accept it. But thank you very much for the request. This is Flightbeam Studios Scenery, as they very kindly sent a copy over. I will preview this for them. So I think it's 15 quid. Very popular airport to fly into. You're very close to the coast of the Atlantic. In fact, where are you? Oh, there you are. Look at this here. Obviously this isn't part of the scenery, but look at the quality of this sim. This is why I love it so much. You can just, your world is there to explore. Yeah, 15 quid. You've got non-precision approach on 09, ILS on 27. It's suitable here for a few jet aircraft on the apron, probably about 6 or 7. You've got a BizJet apron here as well, very popular. You can see there is the main terminal building, accurately replicated. I wasn't planning on doing this because I wasn't sure if I'm going to do a turnaround, but yeah, just to show you around here. It does look very nice indeed. I usually get the website up and tell you all of its features. I'll let you check that out yourselves. Very, very nice. 30% off now in Contrail, is it? Well, there you go. Now it's time to grab it. I've been very impressed with the textures of them. Everything is just so good in these sims now. Biarritz Pays Basque. Was that a Hertz car rental place? There it is. There you go. I best use Europe car, and I've not been paid to say that. Genuinely. Excellent. There you go. Well, thank you very much for Flightbeam Studios sending out their scenery. I am planning in the not too distant future to try out their 2 sceneries. I think it's Wellington and Auckland. And we'll do a little domestic sector in New Zealand at some point. Guys, as you could probably hear, I am not feeling 100% today. I do have tonsillitis. The original plan was to fly 2 sectors. I'm going to struggle to do that, I think, with my voice. So I'm going to call it a day. Thank you very much for putting up with it. Had I known it was going to be as bad as this, I wouldn't have streamed. As soon as I started, I was like, oh wow, I'm very croaky, and it's actually gotten worse for the last 3 hours of talking. Yeah, I'll get on the mend. I'll have a nice relaxing evening, lots of water, lots of chicken soup. Hopefully I'll be feeling better. I feel fine, just need to get my tonsillitis away with lots of antibiotics and Nurofen and everything. So yeah, well, I need to see the GP for the antibiotics, but we'll see how I feel in a few days. Awesome. Had fun anyway. Thank you to everyone that donated, for your generosity, to my members for the continued support, to all the regular viewers and subscribers. Thank you very much for tuning in and taking part. For those of you flying into Stuttgart, enjoy the rest of the ATC for that event that starts, I believe, I don't know, half an hour, 30 minutes or so. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. For those in the UK, enjoy the rest of the Jubilee Bank Holiday too. And I hope to go live some point mid next week on the Flight Data Sim Gaming channel. I really want to try this Steam train out and stream. That would be great fun. Guys, stay safe. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all soon. Cheerio.